Inavir and Runlin create one of what is the name of that hut? Cam, help me out.
Genie Hut?
Yep.
Lienemann's?
Lead Mancini hut, thank you.
Weenie Hut Jr.
Basically.
How many weenies are they gonna sell?
A lot.
Oh,
More than you want.
nice.
Alright. So up to 9 creatures can fit inside. So Inavir and Runlin are obviously gonna be heading in. Jackie and Atonement are also welcome in.
Yeah.
Atonement's alive?
Jackie stabilized Atonement, yes.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, not you. They don't actively tell Razor that he can't sit
We
with
come
us.
to an unspoken agreement that
But,
neither
like-
of us want to be there, so we.
I was gonna say, like, they're not making an active attempt to tell you, like, fuck out of this area. This is our space. Go find your own. Like, they're even willing to help you set up your own kind of like tent and like hiding area within this Behir's den, so to speak, so that you feel safe and secure. But because of the way you've been treating and voicing your strong opinions at or about Atonement with them, they're like, we really don't want you to do any kind of crazy shit. They're
We're
literally
on the same page.
like fighting for their life right now. They're missing a hand. I really don't want you to kick them while they're down. I don't want to have to make this any harder than it is. So
And Razor, despite the fact that he would never try to make an attempt on her life or anything before figuring out exactly, because he's curious about her background more than he is actively wanting to kill her right now. He'd rather be like, yo, you know shit that I know, and you know that I know that you know that I know that that's a problem.
They still have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
But my point is, like, so though he wouldn't make an attempt on Atonement, he obviously realizes this isn't a situation I really want to be in anyways. I'm gonna go over here.
Would anyone like to join Razor? Damn. Okay.
That's fair.
No, I'm in the tent.
Razor,
Yeah.
do you want to look after the lizards and the wolf?
I will do that.
Aren't they
Alright.
asleep outside somewhere?
They were kind of KO'd outside, but I imagine during the period of
Drag 'em
time
in.
for this role play, they can be stirred.
I imagine I would have gone to check in on them and stuff
Right.
like that.
Kind of do a little bit of light reconnaissance in the cave,
Mm.
just
See
to
where
sort of
Bob
keep
is.
lookout, so to make sure Bob
Yeah.
isn't, you know.
I would
Make
say,
sure we don't
No.
wake up with a mushroom stamp on your forehead.
I would say
I forgot
after
about Bob.
How could you forget about Bob?
You don't want to forget
That might
about
be it.
Bob for long.
Nowadays, everybody want to talk
Listen.
like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips. Just bunch of gibberish. And motherfuckers act like they forgot about Bob.
Razor,
If-
would you like to roll a stealth check as you make your way through through
Oh.
the tunnel? And then how far are you looking? Are you looking to kind of wander a bit? Are you looking to kind of explore, or are you looking to
I was really just looking to get the lizards back and bring them back. I really did. I really
That's fine.
did.
That's fine. That's fine.
I
That's
roll
fine.
one.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You're fine. We're not exploring the cave event on one. You're just like, where are my babies?
I just want to make sure Lockheed and Saphira are okay.
When you find them, they're just sort of like curled up around each other in a very sort of precious form, and you kind of can't help but be like, oh,
Aw, my babies.
which is
Little
why you roll a one.
babies.
You're like, they're so cute.
They're
help
adorable.
but-
I'm not gonna be stealthy. Come on. Look at them. They're
Look
so
at 'em.
precious.
Little
Hey.
babies.
I was gonna say, I think Arkmon, after initially like checking in on everybody, and I guess if Razor is gonna retrieve the lizards and come back, I would probably go and hang out with him for some time.
Lizard. So during your time in the tent, it's very quiet. The tension is also thick. neither Runelin nor Enavir seem to be much for conversation. They're not talking to you for sure. Atonement is labored breathing, definitely can feel the weight of their decisions as they explored the cave on their own, sort of looking somberly at their hand.
Miss you, Hand. We had such good times together.
Don't waste your
Um,
time on me.
I would say I don't know if I still have anything, but maybe just a few odds and ends. If I have anything to help the situation as far as the medical supplies I still have from my mom, I would use that for the situation. But otherwise, that's another
For sure.
arm.
There's definitely there's definitely some herbs to kind of help take away some of the phantom pain that they're experiencing, some of that good weed to just sort of like not necessarily feel better about the situation, but maybe help ease your transition into coming to terms with everything that's happening. It sort of allows your brain to take a steady pace and start giving you the bandwidth needed to actually reflect on what will inevitably be your new existence.
I only had one arm, sorry. I don't carry multiple spares.
Oh yeah, shit. We had an extra pair back at the house. Didn't bring it today.
We do have one back at the boat.
We do actually.
Jackie, roll me an insight or roll me a perception check. All right.
So, Darkness, Paul, you guys doing okay?
It's a great question, Darkness Call. How are you two feeling, given
Rail is just looking at you like so scared and sorry about what happened.
What the behir was that?
So like that's not my first brush with death, but that was kind of close. Not gonna
Darkness,
lie.
when you say that, you actually kind of feel this unsettling churn in your stomach. Roll me a wisdom savings throw.
Where did my character sheet go? I just had it, and now it has vanished on me. There it is. No. Uno momento. It is. Log back in.
While Darkness does that, Call is sort of just leaning back in his seat and trying to compose himself from the pain of his wounds.
So you, Darkness, can actually kind of recall a memory where you practically died. You're actually not entirely sure how you made it back from that brink of death. Do you want to tell us about what you think that would have looked like when you this incident would have happened when you were like a baby, toddler, that precocious age of like 2.5 to 3.5, where your mom's probably told you this story a couple of times.
So the story that my mother has told me was that we were in their sitting room, in their study, rather, not their sitting room, in their study. Beautiful, big, lavish room, a lot of trinkets and odds and ends, bits and baubles, and she was tending to some business matter, and the maid or the matron who watched over me had to run off and go fetch something. So I was just kind of wandering around the room, and apparently, I picked up an object that was a little too heavy for me, and it landed, and it like broke my arm and really badly like cut me up. But the memory that Darkness has is that he crawled over to one of these like glass cases, and the door was open to the front of it, and there was this really pretty looking statue just kind of chilling on like one of the shelves there, and he reached out and touched it, and as soon as he touched it, these like black spiky vines like surged out and wrapped around him and like started choking the life out of him and like stabbing him deep in his flesh. And it was only just barely that his mother managed to say the command word in time to turn it off. But thinking back, that's not the first nor the last time that kind of interaction with really fucked up things in that house has happened to him. It's either just repression or memory modification that makes him not dwell on it. So
Damn.
that's the last time he was
Man,
very close to death.
rich people are fucked up.
Yeah,
For
especially
real.
this family. Especially this family.
Atonement will gesture out to Jackie and sort of in a very quiet sort of way express their gratitude towards you. They'll be like, I don't have many words for how in debt I am to you. Thank you. I know your group doesn't want to trust me as far as you can throw me, I think is what the one mustachioed one says. That I assure you, I mean your group no harm.
Yeah, you seem alright. I don't know what his problem is, but when we get back to town, you can pay me back. I kind of ran out of cheese and bread. I could use some more.
Ah, cheese and bread? Fantastic. I know the best bodega. It's beautiful, beautiful spot. It's going to be inside of Moag. All kinds of fantastic cheeses. There's this one cheese. It's not really a cheese. It's technically a cheese byproduct, but it does this very beautiful thing when combined with, you know, that hearty beef feel that you just don't get with like a cheddar or a jack.
I can see that weed's working.
This conversation feels familiar.
I don't know.
Right?
I don't know what
I,
the
I don't sup-
bodegummy things are, but that sounds delicious.
I don't suppose you have any of that to pass over here.
Oh,
Oh,
Paul's
we're
just
all
kind of like
Yeah, I know. I'm
blo-
sorry, Alfred.
just like bloody.
we're all out of food. That's why. Yeah.
Oh, here, with my last remaining spell slot, I will summon some good berries.
Nice.
And let me roll D10. Come on, lucky number. 7's okay.
It's a good amount of berries.
Yeah, who needs a little bit of healing? Call, I know you do. I'll give a handful of berries to Call and Darkness, and I guess Enavir and Atonement. So like 1, 2, 3, 4 can give you each 2. One of you only gets 1.
Awesome. Enavir will just take 1. Or not Enavir. Enavir will just take 1.
Okay. So Darkness and Call, you can heal 2 hit points.
She'll start to say something like, I never developed much of a taste for these, but you can kind of tell that she's lying. You can hear the rumbling in her stomach, that she's clearly kind of hungry, but she is fine going without.
Alrighty.
You know, there's an old recipe that Mom taught me where you can mash the berries up and kind of spread them like a jam on toast. It's pretty good.
You always did have the best snack ideas. Your mom will be really excited to make food for you once we get back home.
Once we go home, I don't know.
Ina will look
I
at
don't-
you, like darts a glare at you. The second you start to stutter, the second you start to hesitate, the moment you begin to pull back or start to indicate that you aren't coming home, her glare becomes icy and focused.
No. R.
I'm sure I'll be home someday. Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll We'll talk about it.
Yeah, no, but I'm the crazy one, not allowed in the tent for not trusting these people.
Ina will kind of flex a little bit from her sitting position and put her hands like on the inside of her thighs, just above her kneecaps, and she'll go, "Rail, you really don't understand. You need to come home. I'm not asking."
I don't know what you need me for. I mean, what could I possibly do to help? I can't. Who would even need me? I mean, nobody has ever needed me before. I mean, the only person that anyone ever needed was Alden, and he's gone.
And isn't that because of you? Didn't you say you would do anything to help fix this and make this right? What happened to that?
I am doing I'm helping you right now. I'm helping you find the artifact and Runelin, right? Runelin's gonna help the tribe. She can fix everything, right?
Runelin will quietly glance between you and Enavir and say, "It would be beneficial if you returned home, cousin." You get the sense she's saying cousin and more of a, like, you're from the same kind of family, not necessarily that you're familial, though.
Ina, you know what will happen if I go back.
Ina will just sort of scowl. But Runelin will lean in and go, "What do you think will happen to you if you return to Dorwine?"
They won't accept me. They'll turn me away. I just know that they don't want me there.
Ina's
I'd rather-
huffing and puffing will start to get much harder to ignore as she cuts you off, saying that, "Oh, isn't it just so much easier to just be convinced that everyone there is going to hate you so that you don't have to do anything to fix the giant problem that you caused for everyone back home?"
Rail is not doing so well.
You want to roll a wisdom savings throw?
Yeah, she's kind of having a minor panic attack.
Call will
Oh,
lean
wisdom.
forward and look at Enavir. It really sounds like she's saying no, Enavir.
Oh man.
Okay, well,
You're doing great.
I'm doing all right. I'm shaking.
Focus breathing, calls low but affirming voice is keeping you grounded.
Arkmon at this point, as the smoke circle's been going around, as we've been, I'll try to pass the pipe to Inavir. We're like, take a hit.
You definitely
Take a
need a
hit.
little bit of this.
Just a gesture. Just take a hit.
Inavir will kind of like look over towards you, take the rolled joint purse between her very thin pursed lips and take a reasonable sized puff, but it's more like when you hold the bottle up to your lips and you pretend that you're taking a swig back, so that it looks like you're drinking, but you're actually not because your lips are pursed. So like she'll take it to her lips in a ceremonious fashion, but then immediately continue passing it off to Darkness, making a very obvious attempt to skip Rail.
I like kind of reach out for it as she
Fucking rude.
I mean, go. Listen, I fucked up. I know. I don't know how to explain to you that it wasn't my intention. I never would have hurt Alden on purpose. I don't know what happened. I don't
And
have.
you don't want to fix it.
I want to, and that's what we're doing right now. I don't
This
think
is
I
a
can.
band-aid solution. This is to just start the healing process. So you're willing to help us start it, but you're not willing to help us finish it?
Can you at least give me some time to think it over?
Your mother is dying.
We almost all died too.
Do you?
That
How much time do you need? Let
just
me
happened.
see if we can arrange something. Would another 20 years, 30 years work for you?
Yo mama's so dead.
Listen, I can't.
Can't or won't?
I. God. She just kind of like gets up in frustration and storms out of the tent.
Ina will get up to block the exit.
Uh.
You're running away again?
Call immediately stands.
I just need to think.
Ina kind
Please.
of towers over you right now. She's always been a little bit taller than you, but for whatever reason, her posture just seems like assertive and like. But Call, still shorter than Call, definitely.
Not quite that
So
tall.
as soon as Ina starts like imposing herself over Rail, Call will make his way over. His steps are slow because he is in pain and still kind of freely bleeding. But his posture is extremely like upright and strong. He puts a hand on Rail's shoulder and he looks down at Inavir. Rail, you don't owe her an explanation.
I put my hand on Call's and I say, it's okay. It's okay. She is family and I do owe her something. I owe them everything. I know that it's my
Tell
fault.
him what you took from us. Explain your actions so that he stops looking at me like that.
Call. You remember how I said that I used to have this friend who died and that's why I left my home?
Yes.
Well, I never told you how he died. And he died because of me.
And who was he?
He was the Karlani Othtalora, the soul of the woods. He was the one who was chosen to protect the tribe, to protect the forest. He's the one who was supposed to protect us from any kind of danger, and this darkness that's spreading, because of his absence, the darkness is taking over my home, and it's all my fault. I know that I can't change what I've done, and I want to help, but Ina, you have to understand there's no way anyone would ever take me back after what I did.
Your job isn't to be accepted by our people. Your job is to go back to Dorwine and help complete the spell. But you can't even be bothered to do that.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm just scared. And she looks at Inavir with like the biggest, saddest puppy dog eyes.
You see Ina's resolve go from like angry, like parental teacher kind of unit to she kind of her face cracks and a little bit of a whimper comes out. She goes, "We're all scared." She'll kind of like open up her arms to give you a hug.
I'm gonna run into her arms, crying, sobbing, throwing up.
She embraces you. She helps
Aw.
she helps pull the hair out of your face. Like,
You're
like,
like,
Goodness.
you made a mess.
fine. It's just
All
fine.
over her back.
It's fine.
God.
Fine.
Aw. I'll hand them the joint as I
I'm just gonna do that.
as,
Oh, I
as,
like it. I like it.
as I'll head out of the tent and I'll check in on Razor at the time. I think this is a good time. There's a good
Razor
family
has-
bonding moment there.
Razor has two adorable lizards that
pretty okay.
are very kind of loopy, but they're kind of just like digging around and just sort of like exploring and being lizards. They kind of
Do
play
we get
with
them
each
high?
other.
No, we're
Get
not
them
getting my
high.
lizards high.
You know,
What if they want to get high?
as
you ever ask them?
as I roll up, I'm like I never really pinned you for a lizard guy. I thought you more of like a, I don't know, retriever or something, dog guy.
I couldn't help it. They were innocent. They had no part in that. They didn't deserve to be punished for it.
Yeah, they are. You know, they're kind of cute when you think about it. But it's I'm surprised. I'm surprised they didn't just bolt off as soon as they were dismounted there.
I've always been decent with animals. These ones seem to like me.
I'll go to my pack, and I think I still have a little bit left over. I have maybe a little bit of fish.
So who's outside following for the weed and the fish? I will point out that it's a cave and you guys are probably trying to rest, so it might not be the best idea to try and spark up in the cave.
Damn.
And rather than to create a small fire to cook a meal, that would
I-
likely attract some attention.
Okay. Yeah. No. I was gonna say I had a little bit still left from when we had set up camp before. I guess it's been what, a day
Yeah, it's probably
since
gone.
we left camp. So like
Not been
I
refrigerated either.
yeah, I mean I store, but I also had a ratnar berry, I believe.
There you go.
So I won't mind breaking out some. I'll see if the lizards bite as well.
The lizards don't seem particularly interested in the ratnar berry. You get the sense that they like their prey like living
Living.
and twitching.
Eh.
But like they're fascinated by it. It's like a shiny color, and so they're kind of like they're not quite sure how to interact with it. I guess. And then at some
Shove
point
it in their
it'll
face.
inevitably eat it, and then it pops in their mouth, and then they kind of are like, ah.
Yeah, I think they like their food a little more jumpy than that.
Jackie, are you inside of the tent, or would you be outside with Arkmon and Razor?
Because I wanted to switch out my class by being in the tent, I guess, but like,
That'll
there's a-
eventually happen.
there-
Don't worry about.
there's a lot of drama going on. I think I had outside to get some weed. It sounds great.
Okay. Darkness. Same question.
Darkness during their conversation, pulled out his
Popcorn.
sending stone. Yeah, originally he pulled out the popcorn, but then he set it down when they started like, yeah,
When it got resolved.
Yeah, when it got resolved.
Oh, when he got to the mushy stuff, I don't care anymore.
No, he pulls out his cell phone or sending stone, excuse me, and is kind of staring at it forlornly as they talk, and he gives them this kind of like sad look as they're like hugging and being like a close family, even though they argued, they still made up, and he just kind of quietly, with this like really just sad look on his, depressed look on his face, gets up and kind of wanders outside the bubble and just goes to the far corner of the cave, pops his like shield of darkness, and you can very quietly just hear sobbing.
No.
Poor darkness.
Atonement will also, upon feeling slightly better, head there. So like, hold on, I wanted some more of the weed, and they mentioned that they've got some rations that they're happy to share. A couple of dried things, some jerky. They love jerky. It's one of their favorite things, and so they got a little pieces that they're gonna break off and share with everybody on their way out. Inavir is gonna look at you, Ray, and go, Ray, would you mind stepping outside for a minute? I'd like to talk to Call in private for a minute so we can clear something up.
She kind of
Razor would
sniffs
definitely
and
take this time to try to talk to Atonement.
Call will look down at Rail and just nod.
Rail's like wiping her tears and sniffling and going, okay, go easy on him though.
Wonderful.
And she steps out to join the. Or actually, I'm gonna go look for Darkness. Go make sure he's okay. Ah!
Oh shit!
Well, and they were never seen or heard from again.
Oh no!
As she walks out of the tent with Paul's dismembered head.
Oh no! I did give her permission to be mean to Call. It might end horribly.
She's like, all right, Call. I had to go to that fucking meeting earlier.
That's how she's gonna walk out of the tent with Call's head.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Heat. Shoot. Ow! Ow! Literally went from snuggling to biting. What happened?
I was looking for the one from Sin City. Couldn't find that one.
Oh, that's a good one. Man, I need to rewatch that movie. It has been a minute.
After he gets eaten by the is it Steven is his name, gets eaten by the wolves?
Yeah. Fucked up movie. The fucked up scene.
Oh, but it's so good.
It really is.
The bastard never squealed, not for a second. Smiled at me as if he was staring into my soul. Not even when the wolf had his fill and I took the hacksaw and finished the job, and you see him standing there with the fucker's head and it's smiling. Oh, Sin City's so good.
Oh my god! I just realized what movie you're talking about. I haven't seen that in so long.
Right?
I will say too, the
first
Sin
one,
City
yeah.
comics are even better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't read them, but I've seen a couple panels.
Like the film is like a very good adaptation of them.
It's very
I will say
surprisingly. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it does a great job of like pretty. Like they leave out some of the stuff because the Sin City comics are like even more pushing the boundaries of what you could get away with on screen.
Yeah. But they still do
the movie does a good job of like hitting the important notes, and it's fucking gritty and dark and such a good film adaptation.
I definitely want to watch that again now.
A Game to Kill For is not good.
I haven't heard of that.
It's the sequel.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Aw.
It's
You
like
want it to be good, but it just isn't.
the issue is they learned nothing of what was good from the original Sin City. They thought what everybody liked about the original Sin City was, there was blood and swearing, so that's what this movie
It
is.
was
And it's
kind of dark comic book look, and that's it.
Yeah.
They finished after that.
So all the great storytelling elements in the original Sin City and all of the really awesome, like, the way the visuals and the story played off of each other, expect none of that in the sequel.
See, that's what I was gonna say. I wanted more of is like that style of storytelling and that like visual artistry.
Expect none of that. The visual style's the same, but the way that it intertwines with the story and the way that the story, the fact that color in Sin City means so much in that movie, yet none of that.
I love
That's a bummer.
just Marv's story. That, oh my goodness, all of it.
Do you guys know of any other movies like Sin City that have that like same style of storytelling? Because like I can't think of any modern iterations.
Off
Like
the top of my head, I can't.
Yeah, like it's a very specific. It's like modern film noir, which is not really done otherwise.
No, it's a shame. Like the best you got is like Deadpool. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
because he breaks
I
the
was
fourth wall to do it. Like
I was just thinking other comic book adaptations like The Watchmen, kind of. I don't
The
know.
and
Does that?
Yeah.
Watchmen's close, but I
Yeah,
was trying to think of more like neo noir movies,
yeah.
right? Like Reservoir Dogs has a kind of neo noir influence to it.
yeah, fucking love that movie.
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs definitely. Oh, four rooms maybe.
4 Rooms is fantastic.
I love Four Rooms.
Four
Oh my
Rooms is
god,
good.
not everybody knows about that movie.
I
That
haven't even
like
heard of it.
it
Four Rooms.
should not be missed.
That's another Tarantino.
It's not
Uh,
technically.
I don't think Four Rooms is Tarantino.
Oh,
So
it's not.
Director
so
Quentin Tarantino.
yeah, so 4 rooms. Each room is a different director. The
Yeah.
Oh,
last
that's
two
wild.
Yeah.
rooms, the third one is Robert Rodriguez, and the last one is Quentin Tarantino.
The
He's in it,
first-
and Bruce Willis.
Yeah, the first two are Allison Anders and Rockwell.
So the answer is yes.
yeah,
Tarantino
Andre.
is very much part of it, but not all of
Yeah,
it.
he
Ah.
is a director. He's not like the overarching director though. Is it Rockwell? Is that what you
Yeah.
said? Yeah,
Andre
okay.
Rockwell. Or Alexander. excuse me.
Alexander Rockwell, yeah.
Yeah.
I just love it because it's a bellhop and it's like his first day, but it's also like New Year's, and it's at this prestigious like old hotel. And like, all right, good luck, bye. And then you just like, huh? Don't fuck it up, bye. He's like, I don't. All right.
It's a great
Um,
movie. I guess maybe not a neo noir now that I think about it. It's more of an
So like you
anthology.
should
more of a
you
black
haven't seen it.
comedy.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it,
Add it to my list.
Collateral's a really good one.
Wow, it's gotten 13% on Rotten Tomatoes.
what 4 rooms?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
Dude, that movie like it ends with a Tarantino send off, and that alone is worth watching it for.
Honestly, the last room is my favorite just for the like cinematography alone.
This Tarantino, yeah, absolutely,
Tarantino,
yeah.
right?
It's like the really long single shot that just keeps panning around the room. I
That's what
fucking love that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's known for that for sure.
I assume you've seen it, but Pulp Fiction also
Yeah.
neo noir
Oh, yeah.
also very good.
It's a Tarantino movie. It's just
I think Tarantino just
Tarantino
kind of has
loves
that
his
style.
neo noir bullshit, and
Yeah.
I'm all here for it.
He's like the only one. Still say it.
I know. I'm
Kill
trying to think
Bill's
if there were
great for
more.
Mother's Day.
What?
Oh, Kill Bill. Yeah.
It's good for Mother's Day. Yeah, it's about a mom.
Ridley Scott does some good neo noir shit. I know a lot of people only know Ridley Scott from Aliens, but if you've ever seen like Black Rain, it's a very good movie.
I have
Juggler
not.
Rain.
Who directed The Birds?
But it's
Not just birds.
Hitchcock.
but
Hitchcock.
Birds.
Hitchcock, yeah.
Hitchcock, yeah.
You guys couldn't see it, but I was standing here with my stomach out straight up for the Hitchcock Presents thing.
The pose.
Yeah.
I love that he always puts his silhouette in every one of his movies, and it's always just his gut just hanging.
You know how I pulled that out? Was I did the pose, and then I did the line from Epic Rap Battles, "No defense against Hitchcock as he presents."
So he
Actually, I had
filmed
no idea about the
Birds
silhouette thing.
in Bodega Bay.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
Yeah,
really close stuff.
that's like 30 minutes from us.
Yep.
Hitchcock was so good at horror, man. Like, think about the kind of tactics he had to use to create horror scenes.
Yeah.
Like,
especially like back in the day with just very rudimentary effects.
Frickin' his blood was chocolate syrup.
Yeah.
And you believed it.
And it was horrifying. The Birds is terrifying, man.
He directed What else did he do?
Psycho is probably the
He
most
did
famous
do
one.
Psycho. That's the one. I was like, I know I've seen something by him.
Spellbound is fantastic by him. Lifeboat. North by Northwest.
I have not seen any of these.
I'm a huge Hitchcock nerd. I was the president of the Video Culture Society at my university, and we did a Hitchcock night because we did movie night every month, and one night
Might
we did
have to
one night we did a Hitchcock night.
We'll have to take you over to Bodega Bay then, so you can see where Birds was filmed.
I would be so pumped for that.
You'll even get to meet the birds.
I think for Hitchcock night we did Psycho, we did The Birds, we did Vertigo, North by Northwest, and maybe Spellbound. I can't remember.
Damn, you watch all those in one night?
Yeah, Hitchcock movies only run about an hour and a half, so we started at like 4 o'clock. We finished at like 11.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
pretty
okay.
And yeah, so we'd have movie nights. So we'd interlace them. We'd have movie nights in like the middle weekend of the month, whenever it was closest to the 15th, and at the end of the month we'd have a game night where we'd do board games. We took over the Tagler building, which has this huge like communal area, and we'd set up like a 70-inch. We had like a full monitor thing that we'd set up, and we'd do like video game tournaments. We'd have a board game night. It ruled.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And
I never got the full like college experience, like university campus life or whatever.
The dorm
I'm
people
kind of
would
sad
usually
about
come
that.
out.
One in the dorm. I don't know.
I
didn't either, but
I would love to live the full dorm life.
I did a
But,
bit
like-
of it. It was okay.
Because like my university that I went to is 10 minutes from my house.
Oh, yeah.
So I didn't do dorm
But-
life or anything like that, but
Still able to do like college activities and stuff. That's
Yeah.
cool.
yeah,
So-
no, I
Like
I
this
loved university.
time, Atonement has just been like, I won't ever be able to roll joints again.
Oh,
no.
poor
I
thing.
think I'm going to miss that the most. You know, I hear pipes are all the rage now, though. In Ravnica, they have these big, long ones with these tiny little bowls at the bottom, and it looks very luxurious. I think I could pull that off. You know, the one-armed look is very mysterious, no?
You gonna
I've
get
always
like
been more
a
of
pipe arm?
person myself, anyways.
A pipe arm, that does sound spectacular. I could hide so many things in a cavity. This is only actually going to be better for business.
So Razor is definitely smoking from a pipe at this point, by the way. Usually is. He's a pipe
Cool.
person.
For sure.
But he'll look at her, and he will, again, not being aggressive here. There's no hostility here yet. They just haven't really had a chance to sit and talk, and got freaked out a little bit by what he noticed.
Pass the pipe.
And he'll look at her and go, "Got a moment? We need to talk."
Her expression will be very nervous and very unsettled. Do I have to? Does it have to be just the two of us? Can I have backup? I don't.
We're not going.
Please
relax.
understand that like this isn't like that's nothing personal, but like
We're
the
not
whole
going-
time you've been like very not nice, and I will actually have to say no.
We're not going. We're not going anywhere.
My answer
just
is
got
still
a
no.
I just got a couple questions I gotta ask you.
Sure, we're gonna ask them in front of everybody though, because I feel like I need some safety, a safe space. Yes, thank you.
You and I have the same hand signs. Why is that?
I learned them from my mom.
Your mom's name?
Why does that matter? She
Because
told me
the
never to give her name to strangers, and unfortunately, that is what we are.
You notice. She would notice Razor's face like really soften.
Does not matter. She is she is
No,
not.
like not like not like in a sense to like try to ease it, but like the people around this would also notice like he generally looks like he's seen a ghost. Did, did your mom? He, would you have? Does the name the Shadow mean anything to you?
Of
The
course,
Shadow.
everyone's heard of the Shadow. He's
The
like my
Shadow.
favorite character. He's that mischievous little guy who goes and he steals things from mean people and gives them to people who really need them. You get the sense that the more you look at Atonement, the more you realize how young Atonement's basically the same age as Arkmon. Like they're both like 18, 19. Like just kind of like a kid, and
Yeah.
you know that people who have families within your organization do have a tendency to refer to the Shadow. There's a lot of propaganda internally
Yeah.
about like how he's a good guy and how it's not a bad thing, and like
Well,
we're
when
we're just gonna tell on those people so that they stop doing bad things because those are bad people.
when the Shadow was a she, so when she said it was her mom that taught her that, Razor immediately was like, "Oh, was your mom the Shadow?
No,
Did
no. I'm
I
not.
kill your mom?"
No, I mean, I know my mom is very much alive. Please
Probably.
don't kill my. Is he talking about killing my mom? Is either this stuff's making me really paranoid, or I'm starting to feel a little uncomfortable. I'm sorry, but
He
no, my
wouldn't have
mom is
said that
still.
part out loud. That was in his head.
Gotcha.
Uh, yeah,
But
no, he
she's
would.
like, no, I won't tell you what my mom's name is. That's not necessary. But she's alive and well, and I'll tell her you existed. I'm sure we'll talk about it in therapy.
Out of curiosity, where do you come from?
Leg.
Okay. I do apologize. It seems I have mistaken you for somebody different.
Hang around a lot of young tiefling girls. That's
The people I know who use that kind of language, generally not nice people.
well, niceness is definitely like on a spectrum, right? Like it's kind of like one of those things like where like it kind of just sort of depends on what your the interpretation of nice is. Because like I'm sure that there are lots of mean people who think that they're not doing mean things. Like she'll kind of point at dark. Oh no, darkness is gone. Oh no, she'll point out. She'll be like him. Like I could definitely tell that his parents look like they think that they are nice people, but they are probably very, very douchey.
Damn.
I Arkmon just kind of like nods. It's like that's kind of offended.
Hit the nail on the head, to be fair.
Like not all the time nice people are nice people. Sometimes people think they're nice, but they're actually really mean. Like she'll she'll start to say this as Enavir's walking out. She's like Enavir, like totally thinks that she's like all righteous and like doing all of the things that like she's like supposed to totally be doing to like save
Oh
her
no!
people and whatever. But like she's just kind of like intense, you know, and her face cracks. She's just like, I mean, boss, how's it going? And I mean, like, this it, they gave me this stuff, and it makes me just talk. I'm so sorry. Do you want some? She
Chatty
is like
weed.
fuming. She's gonna just kind of storm off just a little bit down the hill and kind of
It
like
had some.
pace over by the dragon.
Okay. Since I've
Your
got my
stream
thing,
is down.
Oh, my bad.
since that's all cleared up, what's her deal?
Oh, Enavir? She,
She is aggressive.
I mean, she's
Huh?
I feel
What?
like that's maybe not exactly like a fair thing to say, because I mean, like women are just generally kind of put in this like awkward like position where like we're kind of expected to be like a certain kind of. But like she said, there are a lot of sure. They're a lot this. I mean, her. She kind of looks at Rail and she's like, I don't know like the entire details of like what's happening, but it seems like they're all
Oh,
slowly dying.
Rail's actually not there. I am looking for darkness.
Word.
To your mother.
So she'll be so without Ray being there, it'll be like so like the type of elves that they are, where they come from, they're all slowly withering away and dying. Like it's bad. And like I don't exactly know the details because like Enivir was trying to keep them really like private, but that sounds like Rail needs to return and partake in a type of ceremony to atone, no pun intended. For
Oh my goodness.
I know, I'm so sorry. This weed is just making me all kinds of silly. But they, yeah. So
I like it better this way.
you get the sense that like by giving, because atonement doesn't seem like they've had a whole lot of this before. It definitely, you're getting like first time giggle vibes off of this, and they're actually really chatty. Um, yeah, they'll go on to say that they don't have a whole lot of insight as to what the ritual, the specifics regarding the ritual. It's big brain stuff. I'm a rogue. I stab things really quickly and I throw knives at things. But I'm not exactly what I would call spell savvy.
I get that.
Right? Thank you. She's like, did we just agree? That felt weird. Say something
Did we
mean.
just become friends?
Balance it
Yep.
out.
Are we gonna do karate in the garage now? Yep.
But yeah, they'll mention that they don't know the details because the elves tend to speak in Elvish more often than speaking in Common. They prefer that tongue generally, and so
I speak Elvish.
she's like, you know, I thought about taking Elvish, but like it just sounded so stiff. And it's just, I was a bigger fan of Orcish, right? And so she'll rattle something off in Orcish really quick. She's like, I just ordered a burger with extra cheese.
It was very hostile sounding.
It
What?
sounded really hostile.
When is it gonna get here?
The angry German.
Oh, I could. Oh, a burger right now.
There
That would hit the
there is
spot.
a wonderful burger place in Moag. You know, if we end up going to Moag and you're ever in the area, and she'll kind of rattle off a vague description of what sounds like an epic burger establishment where it has like the best patties, and it's kind of underground. Not a lot of people know about it because like for whatever reason, but you should totally go check it out.
Line of advice for you, kid. If you want to follow this line of work you're going down, learn Elvish. They pay more if you can speak to them in their language.
You know, I don't necessarily think that this is the line of work I want to be doing. This is like kind of one of like my first times, and like I gotta say, this is just like not the business. Like
Oh, that's fair. I'd also recommend getting out of it, but
she like holds up kind of her stump, and she's like, "Yeah, not really feeling like there's reasonable compensation happening right now."
there never is.
Did someone say they ordered a burger?
Don't think she actually ordered a burger. I think it was an example.
I thought it was a spell. It sounded weird.
She just said she doesn't do spells. Shortstop.
I thought they meant like not like kaboom spells, but like I don't know. I hope there's a burger ordering spell.
If anybody'd come up with that one, it'd be you.
Darkness, are you like in your own hut thingy, or are you just sort of like hiding and vibing out by the skull?
No, he summoned his sphere of darkness.
What does that look like on the outside?
So it's just a dark, gloomy sphere. It's basically just dim light, but this cave is already dark, so it's like there's like a wall of like extra dark.
It's a little obvious where your spot is, and so like you can't hear anything on the outside of it. But Ray, you kind of approach this giant dome. I don't know if you would like whitelist Ray automatically in your mind.
Whitelist? Yes,
I'm gonna come up.
I'll
I
allow
guess.
people from this
Yeah.
just this once. It's like an ad blocker thing that pops up.
I kind of like tepidly or timidly like step
Like,
around the skeleton like darkness. Hey buddy.
You can
I
hear like very quiet like strumming and like really just morose lyrics, and he pauses and he's like, no, that's the worst. We try it again. And he just keeps like repeating the same like just like depression line. Whatever like the most depressing line that you can think of, that's what he's playing at the moment.
cut my life into pieces.
Basically.
This was my last resort. I kind of just like quietly come around and sit next to him in the little darkness bubble. It's pretty dark, but I imagine I can still see at least the silhouette
he's just
of
slowly strumming "Hurt" by Nine Inch Nails.
There
Yeah.
you go.
You
And
can
I'm just gonna
see
sit there.
his mascara is definitely running down his face. You can actually see weirdly that he's normally got a very pale complexion just by default. But you think that all this travel that we've been doing, especially outdoors, has actually given him a bit of a tan. So you think he's actually wearing white makeup because you see streaks of like color from where his tears have gone. And he looks up at you and then just kind of like flops his hair back into his face. What do you want? Leave me alone.
I'm sorry about what happened earlier. I didn't mean. I don't know why that explosion happened, but you got hurt because of me. I keep hurting people and I don't mean to. I'm just. Are you okay?
He like looks up at you from like the gap between his hair. And he's like, dude, it's like not your problem. I don't feel bad. I've been hurt before. It's not the first time. It's not gonna be the last. I'm just like jealous, you know? Like you've got family that cares about you. You got people that sought you out in the middle of fucking nowhere to bring you home. You got people that like want you going home. I don't
My
have that.
family doesn't care about me. She kind of like scoffs at that. You know, the whole reason I left is they never cared about me. They never saw me for who I was. The only person who ever saw me for who I truly was Alden, my friend, my one friend. And after he died, there was nothing keeping me there. You know, damage done aside, if he was gone, there was no one who would accept me. My family always treated me like an outsider, so I became one. Inavir only wants to bring me back so I can fix the fuck up I made. They don't really want me there, though.
Are you like sure about that? Because I mean, it seems like she really cares. Like on this, her words may not say it, but like I can see it. It's something I've always looked for. Because like my parents, like at least yours talked to you and treated you like a person, even if maybe they didn't care as much. I was just an object. I was a disappointment wrapped in a meaty shell.
Yo, that's brutal.
Dude, the only thing that I was good for was like existing, consuming, and being used as a pawn. Like they didn't care about me. I wasn't useful to their business, and that's all they cared about. Like even my sisters, they're just like they're there to further their cause, whatever fucked up thing that is. I still don't know, but at least you've got a family that thinks about you. I doubt mine even do.
The only family that I care about is this one right here. She puts a hand on Darkness's shoulder.
He
I
gasps. No, he like instinctively like flinches away a little bit, but pauses and like puts his guitar down and puts a hand on her arm and be like, you're right. And kind of like wipes his mascara a little bit and be like, we are the only family we have. And I appreciate you coming out here. Like, I know I'm mopey sometimes, but it helps to know that I have actually people that care. And I'm glad that we stuck together this long and we've been able to make it this far. And I hope you stay. I hope you don't go home and stay there forever, because I know Call would miss you. I would definitely miss you. I'm sure the rest of the group would miss you. And like, do you really want to stay home? I don't think so.
Trust me, if I can avoid it, I would. I do have to go fix my mistake, make things right. But I promise you, I'm not going anywhere. I'm always going to be a part of this family. This family.
Good. Then let's go apply some glue to whatever you broke and get the fuck out. But like,
All right.
first, we have to deal with this weird dragon shit.
We got to find that artifact. And
I'm
hey,
fucked up.
that song you were singing sounded real cool. And she gives you a little like finger gun. Thumbs up.
Little shooter.
He gives you kind of a concerned look, but like nods and smiles nonetheless.
Right.
I'll like join you guys in a minute. I'm gonna finish writing this song. Like, I was in the moment, and I think I can still recover it. So like, his like eyes start welling up again. Like, give me like 5.
All right, you do you. I'm gonna walk past and I guess see Enavir kind of doing her thing. I'll go check on
So
her.
she looks like she's kind of in like a meditative state. Like, she doesn't seem angry and she doesn't seem huffing. If anything, she seems kind of solemn and like she's trying to plan and focus. Like, she seems very intent. And she'll notice you approach and go, "Oh, hey.
Hey.
He okay?"
Yeah, he's all right. Just personal stuff. So how did your talk with Call go?
Oh, I think it's great. I think when I just sort of explained things a little bit better, he was able to kind of understand where I'm coming from. He's a really nice guy. I can see why you chose to hang out with him. He did say something kind of in the heat of when things did get a little heated for a brief moment. He cares very fondly for you. And he mentioned something in it. Her breathing gets kind of heavy and labored. She goes, he said something that it was a little hard for me to hear, but I it was a hard truth. He mentioned that when what happened with Alden happened, that you wouldn't come to me because I wasn't good enough family for you, and it I'm just sorry if I ever made you feel
Fatality.
that way.
Rail is just bright red, flustered, blushing, ashamed, embarrassed, all of the feelings. He said all that to you?
Hey, she's like holding back tears and kind of just like, it's all right. I understand. I'm not the best person. But I can't help it. I'm just so worried about our family and your mom and my mom, and it's just so much. And please understand that I'm not trying to tear apart the family that you've built. I just wish that we could fix what we're losing. We're losing our history. We're losing our people. We need your help, Rail. Please. Please. And she gets down on one knee. And she goes, "Please, I beg of you. Please, 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 please."
I'll get down on the ground and put my hands on her shoulders to try to calm her down and say, Enavir, please. It's okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean you have your duty, and you've had your responsibilities for a long time. I know that you were busy with protecting the town, and I didn't want to bother you with my problems. I I didn't have anything else going on. My whole deal was kind of up in the air, and I'm just kind of like rambling on trying to make excuses, but we're gonna fix this. We're gonna make things right. I'll come with you to Dorwine, and I'll help with the ritual, and we'll fix it, okay?
And she kind of like she just sniffles up a bit. She like wipes the tears from her eyes, and she's like, "I'm sorry. It's so gross in this place." That sounds good. I just hope that your friends can know that we're not here to hurt. We're just trying to help our family. We're just trying to preserve our heritage, and I just hope that all of the infighting between us can stop.
I agree, and I'm sorry for getting defensive. I still don't know how to explain what happened, but I I know that I have to take responsibility. I've had a really hard time accepting the reality of it, you know? And I've been struggling with nightmares and demons of a sort ever since that day, and I worry that I might be cursed. And if I were to go home, I might bring that curse with me, and I might hurt more people. And I don't want to do that. And I hurt people again today, and it was an accident, and I didn't mean to, but everyone's okay now, so I just need to get it under control, and then it'll be okay. I the hesitation was there because I really don't want to cause any more problems. I just want to make things right with you, and with our home and our people and our family. But please understand, I just am trying to protect you too from me.
She kind of chuckles a little bit. She goes, "You could never hurt me. Remember we used to try? Could always beat you." She kind of gives you a little nugget, and she goes, "You should probably get back to the group before they start."
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
I want to ask, while these two conversations are going down away from the group, would I be able to check on Paul in the tent?
Sure thing.
Noticing that he hasn't come out yet.
Yep, absolutely.
Find him laying in a pool of blood, just head missing.
No.
Head decapitated.
Dallas, you're on mute.
He's unresponsive.
Oh,
It's
no.
because they killed him.
They
The
really did it.
bastards.
Dallas, are you alive?
Oh my god, they killed Kenny.
He might be having
Oh, no.
connectivity issues.
Oh no.
It's hard to talk when your head gets cut
No.
off.
That would have been really fucking funny. I'm just like,
Hey, there you are.
could you imagine?
The off-screen
Like-
death.
We spent the whole time when you were off screen going like she's gonna walk out of the tent with Cole's head coming out like that scene from Sin City.
So yeah, Call has taken a seat in the tent and he's got his eyes closed and he's deep breathing and he's kind of muttering to himself, trying to compose trying to compose himself, so to speak.
Runelin is still in the tent with you.
Okay.
I'll kind of like look over at her first as I'm walking up to Call.
He'll smile warmly at you and then kind of go back to what looks like a low version of meditating.
I just kind of nod and I'll go over to Call and kind of try to make a little noise. hey, big man. Nah, how's it going? How you
As
holding up?
sorry, as Arkmon gets closer, you can hear under his breath Call is like reciting recipes to himself,
Mayo
quietly going
cheese.
through like 2
Brownies,
cups.
1 cup of flour.
Exactly,
1
2
cup
cups
butter.
flour, 1
Ah.
cup sugar, 2 pinches salt. He's going through these rotes to compose himself because he is in pain and also probably a little furious.
Oh, at this
Um,
point, sorry, Runelin would have administered additional forms of first aid to you. What's your current health at?
with those good berries, I was sitting at a comfy 18.
Cool. Runelin can also heal you for 15 additional points if you allow her to do so. Like after what happened between you, after the conversation that you had with Ina. She would have offered to assist you as she saw you like grunting and grumbling in pain, and so you can choose to take it or not.
Call will take it. He doesn't begrudge Runeland. Hi, darkness.
Arkmon.
Arkmon.
Or, sorry. I'm a little toasty.
Not a bad
Sorry,
idea.
I kind of fucked him up roleplay wise.
I got caught a little flat-footed.
So yeah. Give him a minute.
No problem.
Hi, Arkmon.
As Arkmon hears like you can hear faint like descriptions like food and that sort of thing. It's like, god damn it, dude. This weed's working too goddamn well. You know, with the conversation out there, all this food talk, I'm hungry as a motherfucker. How you hold up all right there? I know that was quite the fucking scrap. Jesus, been through it too many times.
Yes, that definitely wasn't one of my finer moments. I'm glad you came out of that okay.
I mean, shit, just enough, you know. Not exactly a clean situation. I mean, I suppose it's just one less thing to deal with now. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a little bit of rest. But yeah, everything good with you and I don't know what's that elf one's name? Inavir? Yeah.
No, not really.
Oh, he doesn't seem like the one to budge quickly off her position. Just some just agree to disagree, or are we gonna have?
No, I don't think it's going to end anywhere that amicably. She is very driven. She will do anything to get Rail back to Dorwine, whether she has to fight or lie or manipulate.
Yeah, that is how a lot of people will get their way around around anywhere, right? But I mean, it's not gonna be that easy, right?
She has challenged me to a duel.
Did it.
First one you've had to deal with, huh? Jeez.
Not the first, no. If I lose, I'm supposed to let Rail, or not stand in the way of Rail going back to Dorwine.
And you've accepted that.
I have.
I mean, something that's gonna get in the way of what we need to do right now. I mean, we got plenty to still take care of in this place.
Definitely. There's still more to do here. We still have to find the relic, and there's more kobolds to free. I can't in good conscience let them stay in slavery. But Inavir is very single-minded, and does not have any room for leeway in that regard, it seems like. I don't know what's waiting for Rail and Dorwine necessarily, or what's supposed to happen after this ritual she's talking about, but I don't think it's good. If I lose this, I need someone to make sure that Rail can get out of Dorwine if she needs to.
Well, I mean, I think, obviously it's gonna come down to not like you're gonna lose it. And I kind of like, come on, big guy. It's not like you're gonna lose it.
Anything's possible.
For a possible.
Well, let's not think about that at this current juncture. I mean, you know that it's gonna take a lot more than some simple words and some kind of bullshit job. This makes her feel better about something, I suppose, but it's not gonna be so easy. Guarantee that.
No, I won't let her.
I mean, what's to say even if you do win this duel that said willing to do it
Told
by
her to
any
drop.
means possible, it's just gonna be that easy. But we'll get to that point when we need to. I think at this point we need to get our head right, get ready for what we need to tackle next. I don't know if that big boy we just took down is the last of it. I doubt.
It seemed like the largest creature here, but there's still definitely more things here that could threaten us.
You know what really annoyed me was the small ones last time. Those little fucking rock grabby bastards. I swear to God, got me 3 damn different times.
They wouldn't leave us alone.
If it was you.
There may be more of those too. We should definitely be on our guard.
I mean, if it was you or Razor's big old clumsy ass, I'm not too sure you guys would get out as easy.
Probably not.
Well, we're all just kind of enjoying the wonderful sights of this dead bodies and cursed objects out here. If you want to join us, but I understand if you're trying to take a little time for yourself.
I'll be out in a minute.
Alrighty.
Archimon, as you kind of come out the tent, you notice that there is all of a sudden like a tink, 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 tink coming from this corner right over here. You can kind of notice rocks kind of like pummeling, spraying outward, almost.
I'll get low, and it looks like I have like a pillar or something kind of right there between me and it.
Yeah. So actually, no. This is actually a pit or a divot, but this is a stalagmite. If you wanted to sort of like hide behind here.
Yeah. I'll try to.
There's also there is also like a big rock right here if you wanted to like.
Yeah, no. I'll try to get a closer view.
Trying to find right song for this.
Oh no. Not the music.
Diggy diggy hole. Dig.
Dude, why is that a song?
I am a dwarf and I'm digging a hole.
They put such production value into a song that
It's so good.
It's so weird.
Fucking love that song, man. Don't even know.
What am I looking for?
The gasp.
I'm freaking out right now.
So Tappy, you notice like you start to hear rustling and like tinking, like, and as everyone's sort of talking and just sort of enjoying the space, you notice a sort of a rustling happening just nearby the body of the dead roper.
Oh, okay, fun. Is it coming like from the rope or below it, or just nearby it?
Kind of like below and adjacent to it.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll move on in to try to get a little bit better of a observation. Is it something to where like there's a lot of weight and something struggling on the other side? As I get closer, can I hear better?
So as you're getting kind of closer, you definitely notice like you start to hear what sounds like grunting and moaning and chirping and barking. This is
Super
too
heavy.
wholesome. What the fuck?
What do you look for?
Cheers.
Oh,
Do you want calm, heavy music or inside dank ass cave
this'll
music?
do. Okay. Um. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'll just keep it as this. This is perfect. Okay. From a small hole bursts forth like a unusual wave of kobolds.
An
Oh my God.
unusual wave of kobolds.
They keep piling
Yeah.
out from under this tunnel. It starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one's holding 2 babies. And they just they flood into this chamber. It seems to be never ending as they're kind of just like scriddling around your feet. And for those of you who can speak Draconic, you hear them shouting, "Call, call, 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 call."
Call! Call! I think
Rail
keep
comes
going
rushing over.
Call immediately like pokes his head out from the tent, just to see what the commotion's about, and why his name is being chanted in a cave.
Smart.
Normal things.
Who you gonna call?
We have Pikmin! We have Pikmin!
The chamber is filled with kobolds. It looks like definitely the ones that you had freed before, including the grandpa whose name escapes me, who's kind of at the front of the pack, and he kind of gets up and he kind of holds up his head and he goes, "Silence! We found him!" His great grandson is like, "Yes, grandpa, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have dug successfully. Praise call, praise call."
What?
He kind of turns
ascending
to you and he
godhood.
goes, "Oh, mighty leader, please tell us what it is you need us to do for you."
I thought I told all of you to hide.
"We kept digging, and then we found you." "Praise the digging! Praise call! Call, 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 call."
I don't know if this area is safe yet. You all are going to get eaten by something.
We get eaten by something out there, we get eaten by something in here. At least here we are in the presence of greatness. The greatness, all praise call! Call, 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 call.
This is unexpected.
Paul, why are all these kobold chanting your name?
I don't know. I didn't tell them to.
Did they just dig us an easy way out?
I thought you rescued these guys. What are they doing here?
They had gone back to the shrine area back in the initial cave we'd gone into. I thought I left them there. They had been digging somewhere. I guess
Yeah,
they had been digging here.
We like digging. Digging is great. Digging is good. Digging in the name of call, 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 call. These are our mines. These are our homes. You're going to save our home.
We're going to what now? And I look at Call seriously.
I guess they unsaved themselves.
There's
Do we
more
have to
kobolds
babysit
inside.
all of them?
There's more of them in here. They're still in chains. They're being tortured by the Gwila. We can't leave them here like this.
Tortured? No. They grew up and they mean, but they let us dig. As long as they let us dig, we happy.
But they were ripping your children apart.
Yes, it's very sad. It's very unfortunate to not die in great battle. It's very, very disappointing. But we can continue to dig. Do you see how that makes it okay?
I mean, not
No.
really.
I thought you wanted to be rescued.
We did, and you freed us. You said we were free, and so we're free, and we would like to stay here now. This is our home. We mined these mines. They're ours, and they are beautiful, and they are glorious, and they are glamorous. If you would like to continue to eradicate the other lizard folk that are inhabiting, you are absolutely welcome to. They are a nuisance.
Are you gonna be able to take care of yourselves then?
Well, we're small. We're not very sturdy. But you know, we're gonna keep digging. Because when life gets you down, you just gotta keep digging.
Don't think that's how that works.
Yeah, it is.
Is that how that quote goes?
Yes.
No.
I mean, my for kobolds.
They still don't deserve what the Gwila are doing to them.
I don't know. They seem pretty okay with it, surprisingly.
Here's the thing. At this,
It's not great working conditions. And if you would like to get rid of them, we would not be anti that decision. They are clearly mean, and these are our caves. We were here first.
I mean, we can definitely kill any that get in our way that, help with the pest problem.
at our current juncture, we only have a couple of these things built anyways. That might be what we need to do. We don't even have what we need in the first place, so it might go hand in hand,
Didn't Bob say the artifact was over here, though?
He said
it might not be so easy.
He said the Bahir was over here.
No, we had him lead us to the artifact. He just happened to lead us to the Bahir. Or the Bahir happened to be where the artifact is.
It might be that sword that we pulled out already. Have we checked it?
It is not. And
Alright.
you did get an opportunity to check it. Rollen was able to assist. It is the bracers were the bracers of tactical blows +1. It is a wondrous item, very rare. While wearing these bracers, when you hit with an opportunity attack, you can add 1d8 to the damage roll.
Nice.
Dang. Are you meaning to show these on the stream?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm about to dump them in chat and sources. It should be under homebrew items for whoever ends up picking it up. Then the other item was the Deathstalker +2. That is the sword that you've picked up. It's kind of like a long finesse weapon.
Mhm.
You have a +2 bonus to attack rolls. It is a +2 weapon.
Is
On
it
a crit, you get to roll +2 d6 necrotic damage.
Ooh, I see.
I think that I could use that.
What about the horse bridle?
The horse bridle, I did not make the item for, and I forgot that I gave it to you. 1 second. There were some really cool items in this book, which is from a previous edition, and there weren't a whole lot of mounted items, but I thought they were really cool because you don't ever see magic items for your mounts in other editions. I just thought it would be cool since at some point you'll reunite with someday.
Spirit!
Wands are mount slots. Okay. Oh, it is a ghost bridle. It has gives your mount resist 10 to necrotic damage, and as a minor action, once a day, you and your mount can gain phasing until the end of your next turn.
Pretty dope.
Nice.
Amazing. Let's go. Ghost horse.
Cool.
Ghost riders in the sky.
I mean, it's a ghost
Okay.
item on spirit. I think it works, right?
Hell yeah. Do you have
No.
a link for that one?
No, I'll get it written for you though.
Wonder
Oh,
if it
okay,
could be
thank you.
used on donkey. Anyway.
Well, I feel like those bracers would fit really well with Razor's Sentinel skill.
Yeah. Seems pretty good. She's doing that opportunity attack thing pretty regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, more regularly than the rest of us usually.
Yeah.
So is this the sword that we're supposed to be turning in?
No.
No.
Okay. Awesome. Fuck yes.
Um,
So you said it is a finesse weapon. All right.
you know, I know who these things might fit perfectly on, and Archmon's kind of in the back of his mind. He's thinking about Uru, but he's like, you know what? For the time being, here, Razors, try these on. I think these actually give you a good fit. So I'll give the bracers to Razor,
Let's see here.
and I see Jackie just staring down this sword.
Drooling slightly.
I'm
Just I loving it.
You can tell that I am deeply thinking about that son of a bitch from the trial that did this to my voice and to Polly and to all. Yeah. So there's motives. I want this sword.
I mean, Jackie, you sure? I've never even seen you use a blade before, I think.
I'll show you how it's done.
Enaver will go, I'll spar with you, my friend.
What was it?
I'll spar with you if you'd like to test your skills.
Spar?
Alright, I'd love to see this, and I'll hand the sword.
Okay.
Okay, bets are open. Bets are open. Come on, what you got?
Oh, here we go again. Alright, let's see.
This is a one-up-one stand-up fight. This isn't how Jackie would be doing things, but I mean, I'm down.
Just to practice your swings and your abilities really quick.
Okay.
Never heard
Uh,
sword technique.
I need to add this item in.
Yep.
Actually, there's a way to just straight up add an item.
Should be.
Add custom. Plus, this is homebrew though, so it's not gonna
Yeah.
be
I believe I have homebrew turned on because there are other items that I've added.
death. Yeah, no item found under death.
You might have
You
to assign
currently
it.
have a weapon attached to you, like this is just to demonstrate your skills. You don't necessarily need the weapon attached.
Oh, okay. If you want to do it that way,
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
sure. I guess I'm not really a stand-up fighter, but
Cool.
I mean, I figure you would have learned from me at this point. You know, we might be able to get in there, you know, initially, but usually, you know, folks that you stab in the side or the back tend to turn around if they can.
Let's see. I really wish there was like a recent.
all right. I'm gonna cast Blade Ward on myself to start.
Oh.
So I now have until next turn. So until the end of my next turn, I have
Alright.
resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, dealt by weapon attacks.
Hey, what are the odds on the bet?
I mean, this is a tough one to handicap, you know, because you figure Runlin's heavy favorite here. But I feel like Shortstop's got some fight in him. He's a street rat. He always got a way out.
Paul is just silently watching with his sea of kobolds around his knees.
I might stay out of handicap in this one. Sorry. Sorry,
Alright.
ears. I
Go
feel
and
like
roll
this
your initiative, babe.
I feel like this one's tighter than I initially thought.
Yeah, Inavir has some
Jackie goes first.
pretty impressive sword skills. I'm curious to see how well this goes.
Give me,
Which
give
one
me,
to work with?
give me 2-to-1 odds. I'll take Jackie.
Nah, I don't trust that.
Oh, 2-to-1.
I don't trust
I'll
that
take
bet.
that bet.
All right, 5 gold on
Okay.
it.
Okay. I can
You
play
got
banker
it.
on I can play banker on this one.
I'll shake Archmon's hand and give Inavir a little wink and a thumbs up.
She'll like wave at you and give you like the love you finger sign really quick.
I'll spark up a.
I'd be careful with that one because if you do it wrong, it's also the British fuck off. So.
All right, does the 12 hit?
12 will miss.
Oof.
And then
they
with the
kind of
dagger,
sidestep.
19.
19 will hit. They're like, oh, it's feeling. They let out kind of like a Snyder mark, but then the dagger gets them in this. Like you tap them in the side with the dagger, and they're like, oh, okay, a fake out. All right, I appreciate that.
Alright.
Oh.
They'll do a tap in your direction.
What kind of weapon is slashing, bludgeoning,
They're
piercing?
they're using their longsword, but they're trying to use it in a defensive way. And they're gonna roll a 17.
What does it mean to have resistance against it?
I mean,
What do you
half
mean?
damage.
Yeah,
It's
it's
half
but like
damage,
we're
okay.
not really doing
Yeah.
damage. We're just kind of like tapping to see if we tag each other.
Oh, okay. Well, that's gonna be terrible because I have no armor. But yeah, that hits.
Okay. So that's just a hit. They're not trying to do damage on you. It's just literally to see. And then go ahead and go again.
Okay.
Move up.
8 and 9. Jesus.
Ooh, that's rough.
Rough
Yep.
rolls. Happens. Go ahead and try one more time.
Sure. Natural 20 with the main hand.
There you go.
Ooh.
And then an 8.
Okay. Awesome. Is there anything else that you can do with your character other than straight attacking, or
And one-on-one fight's not my thing.
not
I,
your
I
thing?
will disengage, disappear, come back, hit you with a surprise attack, and crit the shit out of you.
Oh, okay, so you can totally try and do that. If that's what I was trying to get you to do, is to demonstrate that. But like,
I don't see how I
okay,
could, but like, all right,
That's fine. No,
then
if you-
bonus action, I'll use disengage, but I don't see how I can disappear if we're just having a one-on-one little.
I mean, there's things around. There's terrain to look at. There's stalagmites and stalactites that can give you cover. Like,
Okay, then I'll disengage and I don't want to expend spells, so yeah.
sure. That's okay. I think we get the point of it, and they're like, oh, this is very well done. And they'll be like, oh nope, I do not deal with rogues. I mean, other than atonement, that is lovely. But I think we should all get some rest for the evening. Yes, does that sound like a good idea? With this dead Bahir body is just sort of like, the kobolds are like kind of chipping away at it ever so slightly, and they're like, "Hey, boss, you know these are kind of worth some decent money, right? Do you want us to clean this up for you really quick?"
Oh yeah, did we loot the Bahir?
So it would take a fair amount of time for you all to try and make that, but the kobolds are basically like tiny. What is it when you like pour bugs over a thing to have them like eat the flesh clean?
Yeah.
Got it.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
They're scrubbing bubbles, basically.
Yep.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. They're
Wonderful
they're
work,
basically-
guys.
Land
Yep.
piranhas.
Basically, they're just going in and they're like, we're totally happy to eat this. This is a prime real estate, and like it's not necessarily for you, but for Kobold, this is a tasty meal. So they've agreed to kind of in the name of Call, praise him. They'll
Yeah.
agree to avoid any of the valuable pieces, and they'll make sure to return them to you so that you can sell them at your leisure.
Call just like is still sort of absorbing the fact that there's a small horde of kobolds that are worshiping him and asking him
It
to
is
eat
not
the
a small
behir.
horde.
It is a
It
big
is-
horde.
It is a the room is pretty packed with kobolds. I didn't feel like illustrating that point directly, but it's basically like
Wherever you see a square, imagine a kobold.
right.
At
It's
least
easier for
one.
me to draw the
Sometimes
squares
three.
that kobolds are not.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Der-
Let me.
Dermistides? Dermistides.
It's-
That's the name of the flesh-eating bugs. That was bugging me there for a minute.
Okay. So, the kobolds are able to retrieve for you, 2 large satchels of Bahir scales, which are valued at 55 gold each. So 2 at 55 gold.
All right.
There's also the 2 Bahir horns. They're worth 300 gold each. There's 2 of them.
Ooh.
And then the lightning sack is in
yeah.
pristine condition. Which there's just the one of, but that one is worth 875 gold pieces.
Damn.
But you need to sell it in the next 7 days, otherwise, or find a way to preserve it.
Got it. How much were the Bahir scales worth?
55 gold. And there were 2 of them, so a total of 110.
Okay.
Dollar bills,
And
y'all.
then how much were the horns?
300 gold each.
Cool.
Damn. Making bank.
Yeah, Bahir horns are used to what are they used for? They can be used to enhance weapons.
Ooh.
Mm.
I'm sorry. What was the figure again? I apologize.
300 gold pieces for
300 each.
Bahir
Okay.
horn,
Thank
and there were 2 Bahir horns. And then 875 gold pieces for a lightning sack. There's only one of those.
Got it.
Though it can also be used as a weapon. Runelin will warn you to handle it with caution because if it's thrown or if it like drops aggressively, it can explode on impact, dealing 4d10 lightning damage to all creatures in a 10-foot radius.
Mm.
Got
Probably
it.
put that in the handy haversack if there is room.
Yeah. There should
Probably a good idea.
It's about the same
Alright.
size as Darkness's leech.
They keep each other company.
Forgot about the leech.
I totally forgot about
Cool.
that stupid leech.
Never
Listed
forget about
everything in loot.
Thank you.
Leech's love. Leech's life.
So Call will turn to the grandpa kobold and his son and ask, first of all, like, if how many more kobolds are left, like, still in chains, and also just see if they have any more information on where the sword might be since we last talked.
So, Grandpa mentions that while cleaning out the Bahir, they found something in its stomach. And they present you with a very large, very hefty looking greatsword.
Oh.
Pull the greatsword out of his stomach?
That's cool.
Oh,
A fucking mad lad. Just
I-
swallows a whole sword.
I think that might be it.
I mean, the Bahir is, a gargantuan creature.
I was gonna say the thing is rather large.
It does say
No
in
wonder
its,
that-
in its monster notes as well that that's actually a common place to find magic items because Bahir's stomach acid will digest basically anything except magic items.
Eh,
Wow.
there you go.
Well, that was easy. What about the remaining kobolds? How many more are left? Are how many more chambers are there?
You're like, oh, these labyrinths go on for days and days and days. It's hard to say, really.
What do you need to control these tunnels?
Mostly just for the lizard folk to go away.
Call. This is what the Black Rose wanted, and the Black Rose is the one who sent all those lizard people in here. Maybe we can use this as a bargaining chip to get her to call them back, get them to leave.
Maybe. But who knows? Black dragons feed on pain and domination. It's possible that she might just continue to defile this shrine and terrorize the kobolds through these lizard folk.
We just need to put down.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say we just need to put down a bunch of big glue traps, and we'll be fine.
This blade is huge and beautiful and ornate in design. I wish I could find a picture that made me happy, but I honestly can't.
Well, damn.
I'll see if I can find something cool.
Images. Images.
Yeah.
What about these statues? Do you know anything more about them?
They kind of look at. They go, "They're statues to Thoralia. They're the queen of this temple."
They will. All the kobolds will kind of lower their head in silence.
But what purpose did they serve? It seems like there was a reaction when we fixed them.
It's an effort to help bring forth Thoralia. Praise Thoralia. Praise Thoralia.
Do you mean back from the dead? And I kind of look over at the dead, the skeletal remains of a dragon in the room with us here.
They're like, that is not Thoralia. Thoralia was big and massive.
But you intend, or the statues are designed to bring Thoralia back from the dead? Is that what we're...
Summon her to help guide us in these dark and troubled times.
Call, are you sure you want to do this?
Thoralia served Bahamut.
Is that one of the good ones?
He is. If there could be said to be the opposite of whatever Tiamat is, it's Bahamut, her brother.
Now the other question, and I hate to be the person to bring it up, but do we really have time to do this now? We're kind of on a schedule.
I know why we came here is important, but this is important. This matters too.
I'm not saying it doesn't, but the longer we're here, the longer Arkmon's mom is not here.
I mean,
Moag, that tends to be a bad thing.
We know that she's underground. It's likely if she fled there, she's safe. So
if we can repair, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
If we can repair the remaining statues, do we know how many of them there are? And I ask the kobolds if they know. How many statues there are? Mana.
Sorry, there are 5. We fixed 2. I was eating a Kit Kat bar.
Oh, okay.
Needed a break.
So there are 3 remaining statues. If we can repair the remaining statues
It will
bringing
herald
back
the
that drag.
return of Thoralia.
What?
It will herald the return of Thoralia.
Which might actually help us in the fight against Tiamat. This is kind of a big picture moment here. This sounds really important, and I think
Uh,
we should. Yeah.
I was gonna say, roll me an insight check.
Any of us or just Rail?
Rail.
Okay.
Fuck you. It was almost a 14. I got a 9.
With a 9, you are under the impression that this doesn't. This is not something that you would have to do right here, right now. You could, in theory, come back to restore the temple. Because
Yeah,
your
but what?
your initial instinct of like, if we returned the sword to the Midnight Rose, they'll probably call back their droves, which is probably accurate. There's no reason to continue to send them out looking for something that they're not looking, that they don't, that we now know the existence of. And lizard folk aren't innately cruel. Like, they do the jobs that they're tasked to do. Plus, the kobolds are tiny and they can burrow into smaller warrens that the lizard folk can't reach to.
I will tell all of this to Call and relay that I think we should bring the sword to the Midnight Rose and have her call off her lizard folk from this temple and leave the kobold be, and we can come back if we want to finish the job here.
I know the little guys are important to you, but there's a lot that we got going on right now. It doesn't mean we have to leave forever, but we kind of have to leave now.
Enavir will echo that statement and go, we probably should get moving. Your friends are very wise. I really appreciate the expediency you guys all have for the mission that we're on. You are all very smart and very insightful.
She's just saying that.
Why do I feel like she's gaslighting me?
Right?
Rail's gonna look up at Call with those just soft puppy dog eyes. Just
Like, see, she's not so bad.
Call,
You know, I know she was
we
agreeing
need to
with me, but
do
it still
this.
sounded like she was being a bitch.
Well, if we leave them behind, they'll just have more cruelty inflicted on them. We have
We
a
can
chance
help.
to do real good right now. Right
We
now.
can help them, just in our own way.
And
We
how many
can.
more of them suffer in chains until until the Black or the Midnight Rose decides to pull her army back, if she decides to.
You know what, Scales? You're right. What we should do is we should stop every time we see somebody marginalized and make sure we help every single one of them.
Enavir will speak up
Every
and she'll go,
time.
I understand it's hard, but Call really cares about people and he absolutely wants to see betterment for these little critters. And I totally understand where he's coming from. But Call, don't you see, everybody agrees that maybe we should move on?
Okay, seriously, she's like still agreeing with me, but I feel like she's gaslighting me.
You're not saying this out loud, I'm guessing.
I'm kind of mumbling it under my breath, like, what the fuck is going on? This is like really weird. Like literally at that level. I imagine in the cave, She wouldn't pick it up unless she's
Echo,
standing
echo.
right
Echo.
beside me.
Atonement kind of
How-
sitting next to you.
How are
but-
they supposed to defend themselves?
If she's sitting close, I might be saying it to her.
Atonement might be agreeing with you. Like, I mean, you're not wrong. And she passes you the joint again.
Nice.
The same joint the whole time. It's just one massive
It's just a
doobie.
massive, well-rolled blunt. Not by Atonement because she can't.
She's getting. We've been training her.
She has one hand.
I imagine I have a pipe I can give her.
I don't
How
know.
are we
One of my buddies broke his arm, and he learned to roll with one hand. And by the end of it, he was better at rolling one hand than we were with two. It was fucking
That's
shameful.
maddening, and now I need to learn how to do that.
That is ridiculous.
Tracer's a pipe person.
But Call, you were saying.
The kobolds are thinking, feeling creatures and do not deserve to stay enslaved.
You're right. People don't deserve to have to suffer because of the actions of one person. But right now, we just have to do what everybody else is. It sounds like this is a little more pressing what your friends are looking for. Archmon, was it you? It's your mom? Oh, God, I can't imagine what that must be like for your mom to be missing. Oh, man. Call. Look at him. He's a kid. He needs his mom.
I don't think he needs you to speak for him.
At this point, darkness comes back in. He's like just like putting the finishing touches back on his makeup. But he's like, "Hey, so like I've been listening in, and I think it's kind of fucked up that you're trying to like manipulate." He's talking to Runlin or but whichever
Yennefer.
one. Give me
Yennefer.
Thank you, Yennefer.
Mhm.
It's kind of fucked up that you're trying to manipulate us into abandoning these kobolds that are likely gonna die if we leave them here right now, just so that you can take take Ray home. Like we're going home. She's gonna go back, but an extra day or two isn't gonna make a difference. It's gonna take days or even weeks to get there. And yeah, we have a mother that we need to go find, but guess what? Another day or another week isn't gonna matter given how long it's taken us to get here in the first place.
No, it's gonna matter a great deal. God forbid the people in the stadium find out where she is.
I scryed on her and I saw that she was doing fine. I can scry on her
Now,
yeah.
you don't know what's gonna happen a week from now. Moab's
Neither do
not
you.
a place where you're safe for a long time.
She's been there for like what, weeks now, months. If she was gonna get caught, she would have done it already.
All
Okay?
right. Hey, you know what? You all talk about my mom. I mean, that you. Simple as this. Right now, all I know is that I wouldn't be in this situation. I wouldn't have gone as far as I would, and I wouldn't be in the situation to potentially get to my mom if it wasn't for everybody here. Look around to the individuals of our team. I know I wouldn't be able to do it without your help. Now, we have a situation right now. We have somebody who does seem to care about the state of situation going on here. Yeah, just a bunch of kobolds to all of you, but it means something more to Call right now. And we don't do this if we don't do it with everybody.
You're not listening to the point here. We're not trying to treat the disease. We're trying to treat the symptom.
Here's my thoughts. Right now, we still have to get out of this goddamn thing anyways. We're not far free and clear out of this. We have this sword that we just happened to pull. I mean, is it even confirmed that this is, first of all, the only thing we need? And second of all, there's no guarantee that whatever situation we end up in, after the fact with whatever, appeasing this Eve, dragon. Not like we're free and clear of the situation anyways. We're far and away from just going to Moag at this point. We got another thing to deal with. We've always got another thing to deal with. Been getting delayed left and right, but situation calls and calls. But And if he feels strongly enough, you truly do, I'll help you in your aid to help these kobolds.
Thank you, both of you.
My mom could handle
I
herself.
can't-
I'm sure of that.
Stop every time we see a rabbit caught in a trap.
Sentient
I
rabbits that are like here with us right now that we can make
Rabbits
a
are
difference.
sentient, yes.
One of the little kobolds is like, "Hi."
You know, these guys right here, pats one on the head, you know, that need our help right now.
He's like,
Versus
for less than 2 copper a day, you two could sponsor a poor kobold child.
The best way to help them is to get the lizards gone, right? The
Why
easiest
would
way to do that is to give the sword back to the dragon. That's the whole reason we came here.
There's no guarantee that she's going to keep her word, or when she would keep it.
Runelin will point out that while that may be true, lizard folk are honor bound. They may be mad and they may be borderline insane, but they aren't outwardly cruel for the sake of cruelty. Once a job is complete, they have no interest in staying longer than is absolutely necessary. Now, whether or not they think that the kobolds are edible is a completely different situation, but I think we could think of some ways to maybe change that.
yeah, Runelin, that's true and all, but like the dragons are cruel, especially this one. She might just say like, "All right, well, my lizards can feast."
Well, hold on a second. I like what you're saying, Runeland. What do you mean about making them less edible?
Just finding the dragon folk or the lizard folk a better target. This
Just
isn't
sprinkle a lot
suitable
of
terrain
pepper
for
on them.
them, right?
Just like excessive amounts of pepper. They just. Have you ever had
Well,
a soup with like too much pepper?
Fun fact: lizards are allergic to paprika. So if we just sprinkle them all with a little bit of paprika, we're good.
Just gotta find a shitload of like just tens of thousands of pounds of paprika.
Runelin will look to Darkness and to Razor, and they'll be like, lizard folk have a certain proclivity towards, true human flesh.
Kind of give her a flat look. Like, what are you suggesting? We chop off our arms and give it to him?
No, I'm suggesting we hire the kobolds to tunnel into Moag. And then let the lizard folk loose in Moag. It's a hive of villainy.
Oh.
That's like really fucked up, but I kind of like it.
We're not on
Moag will
that
either
idea.
take over the forces and handle the pests as needed, or
I don't see why not.
But then, like, I'm worried that we're gonna have a black dragon in control of Moag, and that'd be even worse than it is now.
It's like that. Your solution to this
Yeah,
is massacre a city?
Alright, I just preached about everybody, you know, agreeing on shit. I disagree.
It's a terrible idea.
You get the sense that Runelin might be kind of psychotic. It doesn't really care for human life quite as much as you would hope that she would. Not that she dislikes them, but like they're like tissues. They need to be strong, soft, and easily disposable.
Listen,
Like,
This ain't no
it takes
bounty
a
over
lot
here.
to say something that even I think is fucked up. But Jesus Christ.
Rail is looking at Inavir like, what the fuck? This is who you want to go save our what?
Who hurt you?
humans.
Oh yeah, okay,
Call
yeah.
will look
He's
over
our
at Razor and just like shrug his shoulders for a moment. Come on. After everything you've said you've done, and how much you act like you want to redeem yourself, you're honestly going to turn away from an honest opportunity to help someone who has no other way to help themselves.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the best way to help them might be for us to leave and come back at a later time.
And
I'm saying we
we
might need to take a step back to take 2 steps forward.
But we can help them right now with this.
Can we? What
Yeah.
happens?
So
What
Paul,
happens if we're stuck in here for a week and we
so-
don't get back to that dragon in time, and she just decides to come in here and raise hell?
So, Carl, speaking of which,
give us
when
a
you
timer?
pick up the blade, you notice that it is unwieldy for you. It flounders in your hands. It slips from your grip. You can't seem to get a good hold on this weapon. You can cradle it, and you can hold it in other ways, but when you try to, like, hold it as though, like, you would want to use it, one-handed or two-handed for that matter, it just fumbles from your hands.
All right, well, maybe not with this, but with this opportunity to help.
We could be talking about complete extinction of everything in here if we piss off that dragon enough that it comes here.
I don't see how giving it a magical sword and making it more powerful gives us any better of a position.
What it gives us is it gives it what it wants. At the very least, we go to confront it, we feel like it's not on the up and up, we come back and we raise hell. But right now, this is our best bet to do the most amount of good at this juncture.
We continue to pacify it, and soon we won't be able to do anything at all.
Okay.
I have to
willing-
agree.
I'm willing to cede on this one if you are that passionate about it, but I think you're wrong.
Why don't we like just see if we can quickly find the rest of the statues? Like the dragon or the kobolds are saying it would like return their dragon. That would make things way easier for everybody. We wouldn't have to clear out the lizard. The dragon would take care of it for us probably.
They said these tunnels go on for days, though. I don't know that we'll find them all in time.
They're the ones who know how to navigate them, and it goes on for days. We're going in blind.
They can
Just
help us
give me
navigate.
give me one day.
I
You know
believe
what?
Call could get them to make them show us the way.
I'll look to Call and I'll look at the kobolds and go, do you think we could free all
Well,
of you
they're
in a
like
day?
eating popcorn and just like, Mommy, Daddy are fighting.
Like I said, I'm willing to cede this on you because I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just wonder if there's a better option.
I mean,
Can I ask the DM, how many days has it been since we left Midnight Rose?
2, I believe.
Okay.
So
it takes about a day of travel to get back to where we were.
Correct.
Okay.
we could totally just like see if we can quickly find them. Like, actually, did we ask the kobolds if they knew where the rest of the statues were?
You did. They said that they are scattered throughout the caves. They don't seem to have a solid sense of direction. They start to kind of squabble and quarrel when they're like, no, 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 it's not over there, it's over there. They're like, no, 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 that's where that other thing is. They don't seem to have a particular consensus. There isn't, they're not the most sage-like, or they kind of dumb.
Okay.
We've seen what these statues look like. Do we have the ability to like scry or locate?
Yeah. I think we could do that thing because our handy dandy tiefling friend here, Arkmon, has that spell that can locate objects.
Handy dandy notebook.
Notebook.
Yeah, after all that, we might need a good night's rest, but I should be able to. These things aren't too crazy to spot. They're pretty obvious. Seems like all the pieces are strewn about right next to it. So, just like slapping it together.
I mean, if you're that passionate about it, then let's do it. But I don't know. I'm worried.
If we can, I'll say this to Call. We'll stay here for one more day and do as much as we can. But if we can't find them all in one day, we have to go back. Otherwise, we'll miss the deadline.
What was our deadline?
7 days.
And it's been not even 1.
2 days.
It's been two,
2?
2 days.
We are on day 3.
and it takes a day of travel to get back.
And assuming we go further into these caves, we're probably going to take another day or so to get out of them.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
Hey, I get it. Your heart's in the right place.
Is Dallas muted?
Am I muted?
Oh,
No.
I wasn't sure if you were saying something.
No.
So, like, if we need to, I could just probably call the dragon to us.
Well,
I doubt it would be so willing to change the rules of our agreement.
I mean, we could be like, hey, it took us like a few days to find this thing. We can't get back in time. Do you want it or not?
It seems like the kind of thing that respects the ability to get jobs done more than us as people.
We're like squishy bipeds. I don't think it gives a shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Dark-
I think it'd come here and eat us before it decided, yeah, no, that's cool.
Darkness is right. This is a black dragon we're talking about. They do not have a sense of honor. If they
agree.
do, they only have it in as much as they have it as much as to mock the people who really care.
I agree. That's why I think pissing this thing off right now isn't in our best interest.
I don't know. Feels kind of good to me.
Listen, I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun. I'm saying it wouldn't be in our best interest.
I have to agree with Razor here. I
Ian
don't.
Beer will also say that Razor's got a really fantastic point.
You're
I
agreeing
don't
with
see this-
Razor?
I don't
I
see
hate
this
the fact
dragon
that
giving
she's
us any
agreeing with me.
grace.
What's going on? My dreaming,
doesn't-
reality warping spells
I
going.
just keep looking at Atonement going, is she gaslighting me?
She's
Is
just
this
fucking.
my idea to begin with?
The whole thing was.
Sorry, Ray. Ray, what were you saying?
The black dragon doesn't seem like the type to give us any grace. I don't think she's going to be willing to be accommodating, regardless of their honor. I think we should probably just stick to the plan if we want the best possible outcome.
And remember, even if we kill this black dragon, there's gonna be more. We know this. It's the mating thing that's happening. Stopping that right now is our best bet of controlling the situation.
And we can
need
do
a
that
winner.
if we get the dragon with these shrines to show up.
Can we? That one's dead. There's no guarantee that one won't get deaded again.
I mean, yeah, but you know, things get deaded, undeaded, and redeaded, and
That's not
But,
my
you
point.
know,
My point is, I think our easiest path to stopping everything that's happening with the dragons right now is to get a winner.
let's hope that we just get everything done with, and it won't be as much of a factor as we're all worried that it is. At the same time, also, you know, what's the thing after? It's after the sword. So first and foremost, it wants the goddamn sword. It give a shit about probably how it gets it, honestly, but it's just, you know, it's gonna set its demands and hope that we abide by them. But ultimately, it just wants a goddamn sword, right?
There's another thing we haven't considered. We have no idea what this blade does or what purpose it serves.
Well,
We're handing an unknown magical artifact to a
I-
powerful, evil being.
Razor's gonna try to
you-
pick up the sword.
hold on.
I was just gonna say,
Hold on.
like, how were the rest of us trying
God
it out?
damn
Like,
it. You're not gonna cut this off again. I'm about to cast Identify, you son of a bitch. I have one
Razor's like,
spell
come on,
left.
it's a sword. You pick it up and you swing.
I have
Paul
one
just like
spell left.
slaps his hands.
I thought we took a rest.
not yet.
We haven't.
Now we
We
haven't
haven't.
rested
I
yet.
have one left from after the encounter. I had one slot. I would love to cast Identify on this fucking sword that we pulled out of a Bahir's gut.
Clearly a good thing.
What's all the fuss about?
You know, it is 10:37, and
Wow.
I think I said that we would stop at 10:30. And I feel like a cliffhanger is something that's hard for me to do with this game, so we're gonna go ahead and make this that.
Just internally screaming for the next week.
I'm gonna be externally screaming for the next week.
What's in the sword?
But Arkwand, as you begin to identify it feels very impressive to you.
Ooh, impressive.
Impressive.
All right.
Thanks for playing tonight, guys. I'm really glad you were all super patient while I was dealing with parenting things that could have been an email.
Things that could
Yep.
have been an email.
Oh,
Or long
Yeah.
meetings.
I didn't have to not play D&D. I could have just read an email. Anyway.
But we still
And you
got
would
to
have known
play.
what the sword was, so you can all be angry at
Shit.
Phoenix.
You would have known
Channeling
what the
it.
sword was.
Dagnard it.
So
God, that looked like it hurt.
Dadgummit.
But I
Sorry,
got-
Thank you for the stomach churning interpersonal tension, Mana.
You're welcome.
So
Hope
I
it
got
was,
the
hope it was okay. Hope it wasn't too intense. You know I love
no,
you.
it was fine. Love you
It
too.
was-
There's
look
just a
at
mild
that.
amount of
Let's
barfing
fuck
involved.
it.
Nothing
Let's
big.
fucking
Yeah.
go. All right.
So just go
I-
like light IBS. It's fine.
Yeah.
I hate the fact that I feel like I'm being gaslighted.
I
mean,
know. After
every-
that interaction I had with Ina, thinking that everything went well with your conversation.
Oh, I feel like Ray should still very much be under the impression that everything's fine.
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
no, that was gaslighting 101 when I was talking.
Oh yeah.
Slow speak, talking as if everybody agrees with this, despite
I
the fact
mean-
that it wasn't really the case. It was only me presenting a counterpoint.
I'm over here like I'm so glad that you guys were able to talk it out and work through the
I like-
tension and come to an
Yes.
agreement and a mutual understanding, and so grateful.
Following.
So grateful.
Yes, isn't it great that we worked out an agreement together, both of
Well,
us?
I mean,
Together forever.
you're not wrong. We did work out an agreement.
We did. I
Yes.
feel like we came to terms and
Together.
conditions that will later be
Yep.
applied to a particular setting.
Yeah.
Together forever, there's two of us apart.
I could use.
Ah.
To
So
be together forever with you.
I'm able to hit and deal. Looks like 10 damage. Or wait,
Spicy.
hold on. It was 610.
Also, I
But
sent you
how do
that
you-
message for nothing, Mana.
How do
Oh,
you
I'm so
how do you
sorry.
do criticals?
Where did you send it?
I DM'd you.
So in
it
D&D
doesn't matter
Beyond,
because
when
it
you roll
wouldn't have been important today.
I
Anyway.
don't see a DM from you. The last DM I see from you is today at 8:46.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bag, when you
that,
roll a crit, the dice will automatically double themselves in the attack entry in the app.
How do you make it a crit? Oh, right.
y-
do I
roll a-
right click.
roll a
It's
20.
tough. You can't force it. You just have to
Oh.
like roll until you get a 19 or 20, and then the damage button will double.
No. I can right click on it because it's stealth attacks and stuff. I could do it
Ah?
like this. Roll.
Yeah, it
This is
wouldn't have
from-
mattered tonight anyways because.
So that'll happen
Right.
first thing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those
There were some-
lasers in the scene?
Hmm.
The
Are-
rush of fear that you're feeling through your body is what happened when Call picked up the sword.
Hmm.
Oh. Okay, because I got it initially when they were fighting the Bahir.
Oh,
But-
sorry, that's
okay.
right.
Yeah.
So it was, for context, there was a point where I was trying to swallow Call and I was successful, and somebody had mentioned that technically that shouldn't get to happen yet. Call was going to find the sword inside of the Bahir.
Nah.
And I was trying to figure out how.
And then you grab it and then.
And so I was like, you know what would be
Oh.
funny is if, and because
Oh.
I learned a bunch of stuff about
and then it explodes.
No, that would have been so cool.
I mean,
That would have been like
It's okay.
Hercules in the.
it's okay. These things happen. But so I had the kobolds because I learned that kobolds are obsessed with digging, which I guess I didn't know before.
Are they really?
and-
I didn't know that either.
yeah, no, they are obsessed with mining. They're actually it actually folds into their feud with gnomes and why they hate gnomes so fucking much.
Oh,
They
I
keep
forgot about the
overlapping their
gnome
territories.
kobold drama.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of gnome kobold drama, and it's because like kobolds were the ones to originally enslave gnomes because they are so much better at mining than both gnomes and dwarves. like it's the thing that they love doing. They love to dig. That is like their life's purpose. If they are digging and happy digging, then they are serving their god. Like I was like, oh, okay. So they would just keep digging, and they would probably want to dig back to their master. Okay, and therefore, and therefore, and therefore, and so we just got to kobolds digging towards call, waiting for direction.
Praise call.
They said to be free, and so they did. And then upon deciding that they were free now, they decided I want my home back. So they're coming back to take back their home because they're free now, and they're what's the word?
Agret?
So,
Radicalized. They are radicalized now.
We could like
I
I
wonder
know
if Call can teach them siege warfare.
You know,
Because
talk to me. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking kobolds learn how to make themselves pit traps
Are you
and
thinking
start
Zerg swarms?
start fucking home aloning these lizard folk.
So it's funny you mentioned that because the other thing about kobolds is they are obsessed with trap making. They are literally the Kevin McAllisters of the D&D world, apparently. So if you were, if you had the resources for them to make traps, they would be like, "Hold on, we
Oh,
can
it's awesome.
we can fill this with traps." And so if you were like,
Yeah.
"Let's turn this into a contest to see
I
who
don't
can
know
make the
if
best trap,"
Bob would like that.
They're basically dragon flavored goblins, and I
they
love
really
them so
don't
they
care
are.
if Bob likes it or not. If they find Bob,
Of
they're
course
probably
not.
gonna try and kill Bob.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine. I don't really love Bob. Bob's creepy.
What? But he
Kobold?
did
Okay.
only
He's scare
good
me.
things.
Okay, but hear me out, Paul. You have a bunch of these little kobolds now. Zerg rush.
That is generally
Or
what they do. That is how they like to
That
fight.
that is a
Zerg
valid
rush.
strategy.
you have
We
enough of
just-
them, you could make it into a peasant cannon.
Zerg
Which
rush.
the
I-
peasant cannon
I-
is one of the
I-
more ridiculous concepts from third edition, where you
Mhm.
turn peasants into a railgun using readied actions.
Jesus.
Yes.
Um,
I'm here to teach the kobolds like self defense and like basic battle drills and how to make pit traps.
Well, so they already know the trap making portion because trap making's kind of in their blood inherently. The issue is not having access to the things that they need to make said traps.
No, piss off.
Got it.
God damn it.
Like none of them are magic users, and so it's hard for them to dig. Not to dig quickly because they are good at digging, but then like the covering of the pit and all of that, if that makes sense. It's so like
Yeah.
it's not that they can't make traps; it's that there aren't really a lot of resources for making traps in these caves.
Got it. Well, I can still teach them battle tactics. I can make tiny little kobold platoons and play Warhammer with them.
Totally
Dallas,
could.
I have to point out it is 10:46.
Yep, it's my bedtime. I gotta open the shop tomorrow.
GG's, everybody.
Sorry.
But
Have a good night, guys.
It's all good. But I definitely want to continue this conversation, Mana. I would love to teach the kobolds some maneuvers to defend themselves.
We can talk about doing that to increase their chances of Zerg rushing. But let's do that when it's not 10:46 because you gotta open tomorrow.
All right, let's do that.
right.
Have a great night. See you at work tomorrow, I think.
Very well. Yep.
All right, bye.
Wait.
Later.
Oh, sis, have a good one, guys.
Yeah, great game, y'all.
Yeah,
This was
GG.
an awesome session.
So much
Shorty but
drama.
a goodie.
Alright.
Oh,
I love
and
the
happy
drama.
Tucker Carlson got fired from his job today.
Okay, I
So
was
did-
gonna celebrate
did
that
Don
too,
Lemon.
but
Yeah, him and Don Lemon, unfortunately, but well,
Well, fuck Don Lemon.
yeah,
Fuck 'em both.
he's kind of a piece of shit anyway. So
Yeah, they're all pieces of shit.
I don't know who
All right.
Don Lemon is.
Night, y'all.
see you,
See ya,
man.
man.
Have a good night.
Right. Bye.
Okay. So for Jackie now, so at the start of combat, I'm going to be stealthing, and if they haven't attacked yet, I can get them surprised. And I looked up surprised, and if they're surprised, they basically don't get to do anything that turn from the looks of it. So that's kind of neat. And then I get an advantage on my attack roll.
So surprise round happens before actual combat starts.
Right. So I can kick that off now. So let's say I hit, then this would be a critical because of my class.
Do you auto crit?
If I stealth up and surprise them, yeah,
Oh, are you an assassin rogue?
I am an assassin.
Nice.
So this damage would come out from that. So that's the crit damage. Then, because of sneak attack, I get another 1d6. And then because of this sword, I get another 1d6 of necrotic damage. And then they take 5 damage a turn unless they make a DC 15 save because of this sword.
Good.
That's snazzy right there. So,
Fine. Damage.
only doing some damage. So that's, what was it, 11, 15, 19. So it was 19 damage and then a dot of, and that's with one hit. I have my dagger after that. Granted, my dagger's a plus nothing dagger. It sucks ass. I'm definitely gonna try to get a +2 dagger in Moag or something if we can, and then I can start doing some
I
things.
mean, I'm still just rocking +1.
2+1s, yeah. We'll get you something. If I am next to somebody during combat, and not stealthed, it's not an auto crit, but I do get sneak attack in there.
Yep.
So that would be getting that one of these. So can't be very disappointing if you roll shit, but you know.
You might also want to pick up a ranged weapon at some point because you can do most of that
I have
sneaking
whisper.
and
He still has
shooting.
whisper.
Oh,
I
perfect.
whisper.
That
Yeah.
crazy fucking
Oh,
bow
that's
with
right.
the yes.
It doesn't actually do any extra damage. It just changes the damage type. The big thing about the bow is that I fire it from stealth. I don't unstealth.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now you can just assassinate people over and over again. That's really
I don't.
disgusting.
I don't think I can assassinate over and over again because you can only assassinate if they're surprised.
It's supposed to be if you're basically coming out of stealth, they're technically surprised versus
See,
you.
I was thinking like that's what I thought too, but I was looking into it. It looks like it's just the surprised round is. It doesn't look like that works that way. I wish it did. I'd fuck people up.
To look into it because I've played with a lot of rogues, and pretty much every single rogue that I've played with has tried to do the assassin thing, and they're just like, yeah, I just hide. I'll wait a turn, and then I'll pop out and snipe them in the face for 1,000,000,000 damage. It's a little
Yeah.
ridiculous, but
But I usually stealth like at the beginning of what looks like
anyway,
combat, and now I
yeah.
just need to get in there.
Well, murder some folks. Jackie can do things more than heal. Congratulations.
Oh, I don't really heal much either anymore.
No.
That's on you and Ray now. You guys could do it better than I can anyway. I shouldn't have been even trying. That being said, I do have a heal still, so if someone does get nasty and I'm nearby, I can do
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
I'm in the blade college, so I also have blade flourish, which is a lot of fun looking. So I'm gonna have fun with that. And then the spells that I took are pretty cool in that college. So yeah, there was the blade ward, so I can take less damage. Or I can make you guys.
Blade Ward's great.
Yeah, so I can do it to self. It looks like okay. I don't know if I could to you guys. But I have straight ass casting invisibility right now, which is nice for what I'm doing.
Ass.
Yeah,
Great
so
ass.
straight ass. Yeah, so it's like there's no way I could quote use my stealth skill. I could just go invisible. It's also on touch, so if we're doing a stealth mission with somebody who
Mm-hmm.
can't go stealthy, I could just be like, "You're invisible right now, dude. Don't worry."
I have improved invisibility as a innate spell from my domain. Not regular invisibility, just improved invisibility. Um,
Cool.
so I can only cast the 4th level version.
I can't do it at a basic level,
Yeah,
but I'm
that's
like a master at the advanced level.
right.
I'm gonna do it with yeah, exactly. But I have something called Cloud of Daggers, which is pretty neat. You fill the air with spinning daggers in a 5 feet view on each side, at a center point of your choosing. A creature in it takes 44 slashing damage when it enters the area for the first time, or on a turn it starts there. So
Not 44, but 4d4.
correct. For
Okay. I was like, what the fuck is this, bro?
higher levels of this spell, it'll start to go up in levels. So I think for me, it's currently 44, but it goes up with more dice per. Yeah,
Still
it's just
pretty
neat.
damn good.
Yeah. Whee! 12 damage. And that I believe stays there for a bit. Let me see here. It's concentration, so
Yeah,
it's as long as I'm able to keep it concentrated.
that's the thing. Most spells are concentration. You only have one up.
So we make a pit. I cast it in there. We kick somebody in there. Fuck you.
There you go. Oh god, that's disgusting. There's actually an instant pit spell, so we just have an
Yeah,
instant pit
let's
spell.
go.
You can toss them in.
So they would take the 44 damage when they first entered it, and then if they start their turn in it, they take another 44 damage. So that just seems cool. And it's just fucking clouds of daggers going. God damn it. Fuck. Just need to hit that with a lightning spell to make it look good.
We used to do that back when I was playing effectively Adventurers League when I was a teenager, where we would make sure we're in a hallway and we would cast Blade Wall, which is basically your cloud of daggers, but like a wall of this.
Yeah, I saw that. I can't get it, but yeah.
And then we'd use like shape earth or stone shape to like shove people through it back and forth. It was dumb. It was really, really dumb.
Funny. But yeah, I do have Cure Wounds, and I have Silence still. And Minor Illusion, so we can do Operation Provolone and stuff. And then I have Featherfall, because I just have a feeling
great spell.
I'm gonna get tossed at some point here as Tiny Jackie, and that'll be interesting.
Slowly drifting towards the enemy.
Dude, Tiny Jackie stealth attacks. You're muted, babe. And then I have Disguise Self, and I'm also now proficient with Disguise Kits, which I have. Always had, actually, on this character. And Poison Kit, which I don't have.
I need to see, but I feel like... Captain, do you know off the top of your head if surprise is only at the start of combat?
So,
Ivy.
What I was reading, but...
That's the thing is... I'm not sure on the rules on this, but like I've played with a fair amount of assassination rogues, and every single one of them will do the like snipe at the first round of combat, and then they'll use a full round to hide. They'll take their action to hide, and then they'll pop out the next round after that and snipe again and get the snipe damage. So I don't know if like everyone's been misinterpreting the rules, or if you can surprise as long as you're just coming out of stealth.
If I can use my assassinate, so sneak attack, yeah, I can use. But if I can use my assassinate skill every time I'm coming out of stealth, then that's kind of awesome.
I guess that's just what I'm trying to figure out in terms of action economy, because once upon a time, sneak attack would have been you have to go into stealth and then come out in order to get sneak attack. Now
So,
it's just
yes.
you have to have advantage, which means that you need to be like either like 5 foot next to an opponent, etc., etc. So like I need to review the language on like because they it's weird that they made rogues so crunchy. Like
well,
oh shit, I read that wrong earlier. I could do way more damage. Holy
in
shit.
3rd and in 3.5, actually, all you had to do was be flanking an opponent in order to get backstab.
Yeah, so the sneak attack.
But you had to be flanking. Now you just have to be 5 foot away.
We're talking about two different.
Yeah, you have to have advantage, which is basically flanking in this game.
Two different skills here. So sneak attack is at the beginning of. Let's see. At a first level, you know how to strike subtlety, and exploit a foe's distraction. So once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack if you have advantage on the attack roll. The attack must use a finesse or ranged weapon. Okay, so you have to have advantage for sneak attack. So, the rest of it says you don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it. That enemy isn't incapacitated and you don't already have disadvantage on the attack roll. So if I'm side by side with somebody, I can sneak attack.
Correct. That's what you're saying.
And then the amount of extra damage gains in levels. So for me right now, it would be a 3d6 for the sneak attack, which that's pretty fucking sweet. then what we are talking about, the one that's so like I can do this. I feel like you'd allow me to do a sneak attack if I'm stealth and I attack something. Wouldn't that mean I have the advantage on it?
Like I said, I need to read the language on surprised. I'm too tired to try and review semantics for it right this exact moment. But you know me, I'm generally in the camp of rule of cool, not the rule of like make you pine and whine for like basic character fundamentals. So
Assassinate says you are at your deadliest when you get a drop on your enemies. You have advantage on attack rolls, so that would mean sneak attack, in my opinion, is happening because you
you
get
have advantage on what rolls?
attack rolls
Okay, yeah. So you get to roll
against,
twice.
and it's against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in the combat yet.
Right.
In
So surprise round.
addition,
Oh, not technically surprised. Just you're going free, so you would want the ability to go faster in the initiative order.
Yeah.
That's the next thing you want.
It's like catching them off guard kind of a thing. And then it says, in addition, any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit.
Right. The thing that I'm trying to figure out is how somebody falls under the surprise condition.
And I did look up surprise, but I don't know what edition it was because the link. I was reading through forums.
You could just Google surprise condition 5e and then take you where you want to go.
Those creatures that are unaware of their opponent's approach or presence technically surprised.
So that would be a stealth issue. So then that's the stealth mechanic that we're talking about.
I guess if they're perception is able to see me, that won't count. But if they fail on perception, then I get the.
Well, that's the thing, is that you have to actively be looking for somebody who's in stealth, which is part of an action. So if somebody was trying to figure out where you went, that is taking up part of their action economy. So it's either they're spending time to try and look, or passive perception. But like, there's some creatures that are gonna have things like true sense, or like, where it won't be as possible to gain like stealth advantage that way, but that's going to be at a much higher level. We're not dealing with those monsters right now. This is more like level 15, 16 kind of a thing. But you'll want to find a way to kind of mitigate that, as like, but there are magic items that allow you to.
I have invisibility as well.
Things like true sight. But I digress.
Cool.
Okay.
So it sounds like I can, from what we're reading so far, I can assassinate.
Yeah, so you'll have to
as
try
long
and
as
find
I'm
a way.
hitting from stealth, or if it is before they had their first.
Right, and then I'll need to just bone up on what the firm rules are for stealth, because it's a little less like I'm gonna hide behind this tree, kind of, and then pop out and attack. Like you might need like 100% cover.
Yeah.
Exactly, that kind of thing.
Holy crap,
like,
dude! This is ridiculous because at this level, it's a.
Because like I've allowed some kind of shenanigans before, where like, can I get stealth for hiding behind call? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But like for this level at this point, with how intense things are getting, it might start to turn more into like a little more crunchy, which I know Captain would probably appreciate to a degree.
I don't. And lean away from that.
And although I go stealth in fights, like I come out of it to stab, which yeah, so I'm not really attacking from the same way.
So I'm doing with this sword now on that last roll. If it was a surprise crit, with the sneak attack, it's about 23 damage, 24 damage. Pretty cool. It's better than like, oh, I did max damage of 6. Like that's where I was at before.
Yeah.
I was gonna take the feat lucky. I really wanted to, but I needed to up Jackie's stats more.
You have more levels. There's more levels.
What to come?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Unless we die.
Always a possibility.
But yeah, he's up to 15 on Dex because I put 2 points of Dex into him from one of the feats. Or not feats, taking ability instead of feat. But Lucky looks so cool.
Lucky's a great feat.
Yeah.
It's been one of those abilities that's been in the game since like halflings were first conceived of, and they made it into a feat.
How did you get Flurry Rush off of that? I've seen you barely dodge, and like it was super close and doesn't give it to you, but that does.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Okay.
But yeah, with the blade flourish, I could also like potentially try to push somebody off a cliff.
Alright.
It seems fun.
That's the thing that I'm missing most in D&D, just as a system, is like manipulating your opponent's movement. Because like, there's a lot of systems that kind of emphasize being able to like push, pull, shove, trip, do more things than just bring a sword. So
Well,
more
then
of
you're
that.
gonna be
maybe.
really excited for some of the magic items I have planned for the next couple of levels.
Oh, good
Cool.
stuff. Because
That was a big thing in 4th edition, weirdly enough. Like 4th
really
edition had
was.
a lot of magic items that would allow you to manipulate the battlefield in your advantage, and like there are monsters that still get that ability. We saw it with the ropers, where it was like, cool, I am pulling you 25 feet towards me, eat a dick. Like,
Yep.
and yeah, having the, or just someone's like, I can fly now, and so having the ability to manipulate them to a degree is going to be like the next step in terms of like combat for you guys. It's not something that you see at lower levels. I feel like it's something that you see at higher levels, which makes sense thematically. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I always felt like, giant monsters, things ogre-sized and bigger, like if they hit you, there should be like a chance that they send you flying. Especially dragons, like a wing buffet shouldn't just smack you. It should smack you and push you that way 20 feet.
for larger dragons, it does. For larger dragons, the wing buffet is supposed to push like multiple squares unless they save, I think, but I'm not entirely sure. I feel like I saw that though. It's just smaller dragons don't. Cause they're bees.
But yeah, large creatures should definitely be able to like pick you up and huck you. Get out of here. Throw you into a tree. Things tactically interesting.
Dude, you freaking floor that guy. What the fuck are these? It's like the
I'm
easiest.
looking forward to.
Some real combat's gonna be fun. I look forward to manipulating the battlefield and like attacking side by side with you guys just to get the all that stuff, and then my support spells to go with that.
Yeah, I mean, being able to initiate every combat with invisibility is gonna be huge. You can position yourself appropriately and then just start stabbing him in the back or taking
Like,
pot shots.
I could as long as I see it coming, I can easily stealth. But yeah, I could cast invisibility if we're caught out.
Don't worry, I'll distract him with the smell of pie.
There you go.
Or I'll make
That
somebody
spell.
else invisible, which will be fun.
I am loving fucking getting first in the initiative order. And I'm like, and we cast the third miss.
I cast pie. 3.1415. Fuck me. Okay, I'm out of here for this evening, gentlemen.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Yeah,
of
it was
course.
fun.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, obviously, but like also good games, and I'm
And
excited
Thursday.
to run an actual. Maybe if we can. I was gonna say maybe if we can all meet up again. If you wanted to do another half session this week, we could try to shoot for that, but otherwise we could just wait for Monday.
Well, I think,
then, yeah, on Thursday.
yeah, Art, yeah.
Calls the deciding factor here. So talk to him, find out.
And then yeah, we have Andy's game on Thursday.
I'm excited to be starting that one back up.
Yeah. Fantastic.